My son Sasuke, what are you talking about? I am still a child and not even married yet, so how can I have a son? Having said that, Naruto was still pulled out by Sasuke, who then closed the door and followed him downstairs. Following Sasuke downstairs, Naruto saw Boruto, who looked exactly like him. Who is he? Naruto pointed at Boruto and turned to ask Sasuke. I told you, he your son. By the way, his name is Uzumaki Boruto. Having said that, Sasuke could no longer suppress the smile on his face, which was visible to the naked eye. Let me formally introduce myself. My name is Uzumaki Boruto, my father is Uzumaki Naruto, and my mother is Hyuga Hinata. I also have a younger sister named Uzumaki Himawari, and my grandparents are Namikaze Minato and Uzumaki Kushina. After introducing himself, Boruto looked at his father when he was a child with curiosity. He found that his father looked silly when he was a child. Wait, how could you be my son? I am not even 13 years old, and I like Sakura? How could it be Hinata? By the way, who are Minato, Namikaze and Kushina? Uzumaki Naruto looked at Boruto in front of him, who looked exactly like him, except for the different hairstyle. Everything else was basically the same as him. Just judging from his appearance, some people would believe that Boruto is his twin brother. Naruto thought it was nonsense to say that he was his son. Uzumaki Sunflower, is this my daughter name? This name is pretty good. I will name my daughter this when I have one. Naruto felt happy when he thought of this. He had no impression of the name Namikaze Minato, nor did he have any impression of the name Uzumaki Kushina. Uzumaki, yes. This person's surname is also Uzumaki. Could she really be related to me? Is she my mother? I heard from Boruto that these two people are his grandparents, and he calls them dad, which means that these two people are his parents. Why does he have the same last name as his mother and not his father? Namikaze Naruto not good. Uzumaki Naruto is better. It turns out that dad liked Aunt Sakura when he was a child, but Aunt Sakura is Sarada mother and Master Sasuke wife. Boruto was a little surprised. It turned out that his father used to like Aunt Sakura. When I get back, I will ask my dad and see what he says. I wonder if my mother knows about this. Sasuke, you are fighting me for Sakura. I want to duel with you. Sasuke felt quite satisfied when he heard that he would have a daughter named Sarada in the future. However, when he heard that his future wife would be Sakura, he immediately felt very dissatisfied. How could this woman become his wife? He has no interest in this woman at all now. Just as Sasuke was thinking about these things, Naruto on the side was unhappy. Sakura was the girl he liked, so how could she marry Sasuke? Such a cocky guy, and she even gave birth to a daughter for him. No, this is absolutely not possible. Hey, what are you doing? When Leon and the others approached Naruto, Jiraiya, who was nearby, immediately rushed over. When he came over, Naruto just followed Sasuke down from the hotel upstairs. Among the people downstairs, he knew Leon, and he also knew Sasuke, who came out, not to mention Naruto. The only people he didn't recognize were an adult man with a broken arm and a kid who looked exactly like Naruto. Jiraiya guessed that Leon and the others suddenly appeared here. After all, Tsunade had contacted him with the communication frog before. Seeing Leon, this is not difficult to guess. There are two people who make him feel dangerous. One is Leon, whom he knows. This kid has become stronger again. He is really a little pervert. The other one was the man with the broken arm. Jiraiya also felt danger from him. Fortunately, these people had no ill will towards Naruto, so Jiraiya did not come out immediately. Jiraiya was shocked after listening to what they said secretly. Others may not know who Naruto parents are, but how could he not know? Namikaze Minato is his apprentice, Uzumaki Kushina is Minato wife, and they are Naruto parents. After spending some time with Naruto, he could be sure that Naruto didn't know about this. It seems that the little boy named Uzumaki Boruto, even if he is not Naruto's son, is related to Naruto. You lecherous immortal, why are you here just now? Where my breakfast? Jiraiya appearance interrupted Naruto's idea of dueling with Sasuke. After nearly 2 months of being out, Naruto Frog wallet was stolen by this bad and lustful immortal. He didn't have a penny on him now, and Jiraiya had to bring him food. When he went out in the morning, Jiraiya said he would bring him breakfast. Now he came back empty-handed, which made Naruto angry. Haha, Naruto, don't be angry. I forgot about your breakfast. Is this where you are looking for Naruto? Who are you? Jiraiya didn't care about Naruto anger at all and locked his eyes on the middle-aged Sasuke. You must be Mr. Jiraiya. I have seen the picture of you and Dad at home. When Jiraiya locked his eyes on middle-aged Sasuke, Boruto suddenly came to Jiraiya and looked at him with curiosity and admiration. Jiraiya was very keen to notice this look and knew that Boruto had no ill will towards him. Yes, I am Jiraiya, the Toad Sage of Mount Myabaku. When Jiraiya heard Boruto question, he immediately struck a pose that he thought looked very handsome. Wow! That amazing. Boruto followed Jiraiya's example and started to learn. Naruto was speechless watching this scene. Leon felt so awkward, and Sasuke simply turned his head away from both of them. Middle-aged Sasuke watched the scene calmly, not caring about the behavior of the two at all. Not bad. Not bad. You have good vision. Do you want to practice with me? Jiraiya rubbed Boruto's little head and felt that it touched very well, so he continued to rub it. No. We have to return to our world after we protect Dad and kill Otsutsuki Urashiki. Boruto didn't care when Jiraiya rubbed his hair. Your world. Jiraiya put his hand on his chin and pondered the meaning of this sentence. Boruto, you should talk to Jiraiya-senpai in detail. But this isn't the place to talk, and Naruto hasn't had breakfast yet. Let's find a quiet place to have breakfast together, and let Boruto explain everything. When Leon and Sasuke left Konoha, they had breakfast. This is good. Leon, you are reliable and thoughtful, unlike some lecherous immortal. Naruto had been hungry for a long time, and he was immediately happy to hear what Leon said, and then looked at Jiraiya with disgust. The group returned to the hotel room. Anyway, the room was not crowded for so many people. Then Leon asked Naruto to order breakfast himself and have it delivered to his hotel room. And of course Jiraiya would pay for it. There are no private rooms for eating out, so Leon chose this place. Eating here is not like eating in an open breakfast shop where you are surrounded by people. Whatever they want to talk about, everyone can hear it. There is no privacy at all. What really speechless is that all Naruto ordered was ramen, nothing else. Leon and Sasuke didn't eat it and gave it all to Naruto, who was once again very happy. So, he is your future self after eating and drinking. Boruto explained everything in a vivid way. Jiraiya looked at Sasuke and middle-aged Sasuke, digesting the reality of this matter. Yes, middle-aged Sasuke speaks very little. So, you are really my son Uzumaki? Naruto now looked at Boruto seriously. Yes, I am your son and you are my father. Boruto took a few bites of ramen and stopped eating. He didn't like eating this stuff. In other words, that person named Otsutsuki Urashiki traveled from the future to take the Nine Tails from Naruto body. Many people already know that Naruto is the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. He believed that there was someone who was concerned about the nine-tailed fox in Naruto body. Can you tell me, when will that Otsutsuki Urashiki come and how strong is this person? Does he have any special ninjutsu or bloodline limit? Jiraiya is more concerned about Naruto's safety, so it is better to believe it than not. It better to be safe than sorry, that someone really comes to target Naruto and the Nine Tails in his body. He can also prepare in advance. Otsutsuki Urashiki possesses the Byakugan and the Rinnegan. The Samsara middle-aged Sasuke had just said one sentence when he was interrupted by Jiraiya. Because he was no stranger to the Rinnegan. After the Second Ninja World War, he, Tsunade and Orochimaru were defeated by the demigod Hanzo and were shamefully given the title of Three Ninjas. After the war, Tsunade and Orochimaru left the Rain Country. Before they left, they met three children, three war orphans. He couldn't bear to see the three orphans continue to suffer, so he stayed in the Rain Kingdom. He stayed there for 3 years, during which time the three orphans became his disciples. 2 of them are normal people, but the last one is a member of the Uzumaki clan. He also possesses the legendary Rinnegan. Yes, It is the Samsara Eye. This person is very dangerous. Middle-aged Sasuke saw Jiraiya in deep thought and immediately knew what he was thinking. He had heard about Nagato from Naruto, but he had never met this person. I know that he is Jiraiya disciple and has a pair of Rinnegan. And I also know that the pair of Rinnegan belongs to Akaya Madara. Before Boruto and I came here, it should have been Otsutsuki Yorashiki who came here first. At the last moment, I used my heavenly hand to switch Otsutsuki Yorashiki position with Boruto and me. At present, we know that Otsutsuki Yorashiki arrived later than us, perhaps 1 day or 2 or 3 days later. Middle-aged Sasuke and Boruto also learned everything from the turtle named SS. Compared with Otsutsuki Momoshiki and Otsutsuki Kaguya, Otsutsuki Yorashiki is still quite weak. His chakra consumption was quite serious this time, especially because a lot of his chakra was sucked away by Otsutsuki Yorashiki, so he would need a relatively long time to recover. When he first came, middle-aged Sasuke was a little worried, but after meeting Leon he was not so worried anymore. Sasuke, I am full. I won't give Sakura to you. I want to duel with you. While Jiraiya and middle-aged Sasuke were thinking, Naruto, who was already full, suddenly remembered that in the future Sasuke married Sakura and had a girl named Sarada. He could not tolerate this. He had to give Sasuke a good beating to vent his anger. Humphrey, it just so happens that I also want to see how your strength has improved over this period of time. How could Sasuke refuse the fact that Naruto invited him to a duel twice? Let go outside the town. It's more open there and suitable for you two to duel. Leon also wanted to see how Naruto would react when he realized how huge the gap between him and Sasuke was. Let go. 20 minutes after leaving the hotel, the group arrived at a relatively empty place. Not all countries have large forests, except for the Land of Fire where Konoha is located. The land and environment of many countries are not as good as those of the Fire Nation. The Land of Hot Springs is close to the Land of Fire, and there aren't many forests in the country. The place where Naruto and Sasuke were now preparing to fight was a desolate place. Sasuke, I am going to give you a good beating today for daring to steal my Sakura. Sasuke didn't show any emotion at all when Naruto said this, but the middle-aged Sasuke looked a little unnatural. Humphrey, just show your strength. If your strength is not good enough, it won't be you who beats me, but I will beat you. Sasuke really wanted to know who is stronger between him and Naruto after nearly 2 months. He believed that his strength must have far surpassed Naruto. Multiple shadow clone technique. This is Naruto's starting fighting style, with 100 Narutos appearing on the field at once. Sasuke, I am going to beat the crap out of you. Everyone listen to my orders and beat Sasuke up. Naruto original body gave a command and 100 clones rushed towards Sasuke. Humphrey, a shadow clone of this level poses no threat to me at all. Naruto, let me show you what Akaya Fluid Jutsu is. Sasuke dived headfirst into Naruto army of clones. Sasuke is here. Everyone hurry up and beat him up. Why did you hit me in the face, idiot asshole? Who kicking my ass, damn it? You are blocking me. Get out of the way, you bastard. Don't hold me back. Sometimes having too many clones is not a good thing. Now some of the clones started fighting each other. Haha, Naruto is still so full of energy. There were 100 Naruto clones, and after Sasuke dived in, 3 or 5 of them exploded almost every second. Those who were not beaten by Sasuke wanted to hit Sasuke, but ended up hitting their own people. Is this how Dad fought when he was a kid? He can actually create 100 clones in one breath. So amazing. Dad fighting ability is not good. He is completely suppressed by Master Sasuke. This was also the first time that Boruto saw Naruto create 100 shadow clones in one breath. He admires his father's shadow clone ability, but his combat experience is not that good. Naruto is still very good. He will become more and more powerful in the future. Jiraiya also felt it was unbearable to watch Naruto actions. As Naruto master, Jiraiya still said some words of praise. Only the middle-aged Sasuke watched quietly as Naruto was beaten by Sasuke. Bang! In about 30 seconds, all of Naruto 100 shadow clones were blown up by Sasuke. Humphrey, no matter how many shadow clones I have, They are useless to me. You'd better fight me with your real ability. Otherwise you won't have the chance to beat me. I won't show mercy. After defeating the last shadow clone, Sasuke stopped and looked at Naruto, who was full of surprise, with a slight smile on his face. Damn it, I will definitely beat you up, Rasengan. Naruto created another shadow clone with his help. Quickly roll into a ball. Naruto, you are too slow, you can't hit me with an attack of this magnitude. Naruto rushed forward without any fighting method at all. Snap! Naruto Rasengan was slapped on the wrist by Sasuke, causing it to change direction. Then he was thrown out by Sasuke, and Naruto fell to the ground with the Rasengan. I didn't expect you to become even stronger, but I am still going to beat you up. Ninja technique. Multiple shadow clone technique. This time Naruto exploded and created an army of 500 shadow clones in one breath. If 100 shadow clones can't beat you, then let's use 500. I don't believe I can't beat you up today. Wake up, Sasuke. Facing Naruto army of shadow clones, Sasuke this time activated the 3 Magatama Sharingan. This time, Sasuke even pulled out the chakra sword behind him. Naruto, I told you that no matter how many shadow clones you have, they are useless to me. Chidoriya Sense Flow. A large amount of lightning flashed on Sasuke's body wherever he passed. All of Naruto clones will explode if they come into contact with each other, and disappear if they are touched. The chakra long sword in his hand can basically kill 5 or 6 shadow clones in one strike. Plus the lightning attribute chakra current that he has, he can destroy about 10 of Naruto shadow clones in 1 second. Master Sasuke, I now believe what you said. Dad can create more than 1,000 shadow clones in one breath. Boruto looked at his father, who had split into 500 clones and shadow clones, and he didn't seem to feel the slightest bit of pressure. Fire style. Great Dragon Fire technique. After Sasuke killed more than 200 clones of Naruto, looking at the army of clones rushing towards him again, he gave up the physical and swordsmanship fighting methods. The seals can be formed at a speed of 6 per second. A huge flaming dragon head appeared. After the fire released ninjutsu, more than half of the remaining 300 shadow clones were burned. There are only about 130 shadow clones that have not disappeared yet. Everyone, split up quickly and form groups of 10 to continue beating Sasuke. There were too many shadow clones just now, and most of them were taken away by Sasuke fire-released ninjutsu. Naruto immediately changed his search strategy. Naruto clones followed the original plan and instantly formed 13 small teams, 10 people in each team, and continued to attack Sasuke. Humphrey, I can't do anything to you if we separate fire style, Phoenix fire technique. I have to say that Sasuke does have some talent for fire release. The flame of a normal impatience fire will be divided into 5 or 6 groups. This time, they were divided into 13 groups by Sasuke. The changes Naruto had just made were taken away by Sasuke in one wave. Naruto, do you want to continue using your shadow clones to fight me? Sasuke discovered that his current strength was already far ahead of Naruto. The gap was even bigger than he had imagined before, but he didn't think that Naruto couldn't catch up. Sasuke believed that if he gave Naruto some time, he would catch up soon. The shadow clone is really useless to you. I am no match for you now. However, I will use the summoning ninja beast to deal with you next. Ninjutsu? Psychic summoning technique. Naruto bit his finger and formed a seal. Bing! After a puff of smoke, a huge toad smoking a cigarette appeared. Naruto, you actually summoned me while I was taking a shower. Where is the enemy? Game Buntai exhaled a puff of smoke, looked around and found no enemy, then looked at Jiraiya with some confusion. Don't look at me. Naruto summoned you here. Look at Naruto. Jiraiya understood one time meaning in an instant. Summoning ninja beast. Well, I will try to summon a psychic ninja beast with similar strength to him. Ninjutsu? Psychic summoning technique. Bang! Also after a burst of smoke, everyone saw a huge figure. If Toad went high squats down, he is 40 meters tall. So this giant wolf that Sasuke summoned now, standing there, it is over 100 meters tall at the shoulder and over 160 meters long. Greetings, Master. Greetings, Master Sasuke. This ninja wolf is a summoning ninja beast that Leon placed in Konoha. Sasuke had previously signed summoning contracts with these ninja beasts: eagle, wolf, tiger, bear and fox. Sasuke can summon all 5 kinds of summoning ninja beasts. It just that Sasuke liked Ninja Hawk more before. He could only summon Jonin level ninja beasts. Now that Sasuke has opened his Mangekyo Sharingan and possesses a huge amount of chakra, he can easily summon the cage level ninja beast Giant Wolf. When the Giant Wolf came over, it saw Leon and immediately called him master. He then looked at Sasuke and addressed him as Sasuke-sama. Is this the newly appeared psychic ninja beast? The strength of this giant wolf ninja beast is not weaker than mine. When the giant wolf ninja beast appeared, Wentai instantly locked onto it. Let me see your strength. Go ahead. Your opponent is that ninja frog. Sasuke was very satisfied with the giant wolf in front of him. Let me meet it. Water style. Teppanyaki. Toad Wentai looked at the giant wolf that was several times bigger than him. It was still under a lot of pressure and could feel the threat posed by the giant wolf. Water style. Water tornado. The giant wolf opened its mouth, and a large ball of water appeared in front of its mouth. The water cannon aimed at Toad Wentai was evenly matched. I didn't expect you could use ninjutsu. There are not many ninja beasts that know ninjutsu, and many of them can only fight instinctively with their bodies. For example, its old rival Manda, the only ninjutsu he knows is the snake shedding technique. It has no offensive ninjutsu ability and relies entirely on snake instinct to fight. This is also the reason why it looks down on all the snakes. Toad Oil Bomb. Wentai jumped up and used his special jutsu on the giant wolf again. It a pity that it doesn't know fire style ninjutsu. Otherwise it could use the more powerful Toad Oil Flame Bomb. Fire style, Flame Jade. Wind style, Hurricane. Facing Wentai Toad Oil Bomb, Giant Wolf used 2 ninjutsu in succession. An extremely huge fireball with a diameter of over 100 meters. Ignite Wentai Toad Oil in the air. Then, under the effect of wind escape, the oil took advantage of the fire, and the fire took advantage of the wind. Water style, Teppanyaki. This time, Wentai did not use the fire escape technique that was blown by the giant wolf. Instead, it uses water jutsu to change its position in the air so as to avoid being attacked by fire jutsu. Phew, that was close. I can actually use both fire style and wind style ninjutsu at the same time. When did such a powerful wolf-like summoning ninja beast appear in the ninja world? I will ask the immortal Fukasaku when I get back. Let me see how good your taijutsu is. The Toad short sword slash. Wentai jumped and appeared next to the giant wolf, holding the dagger in his claws, and chopped at the giant wolf head. The giant wolf did not resist Wentai dagger head on. It waited for the right moment to stretch out its claws and slap the side of the dagger with one claw. Because the force was too great, Wentai claws could not effectively hold the dagger. The huge dagger was knocked away by the giant wolf claw. Wentai also immediately jumped out of the attack range of the giant wolf claws. TSK. This guy is really difficult to deal with. Wentai took a deep puff of his cigarette and blew the cigarette butt and smoke at the giant wolf. The giant wolf blew a breath, blowing away the cigarette butts and smoke that were flying towards it. The technique of crushing the vendors. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Wentai jumped above the giant wolf, wanting to sit on it to death. All I can say is that Wentai was overthinking it. The giant wolf is several times its size. In the past, all those who were killed by Wentai were normal human beings. This time, Wentai was greeted by solid wolf claws. Snap! Wentai was slapped away by the giant wolf claw. From a distance, Leon and a group of people heard the sound of Wentai broken bone. Naruto, I will remember you. We will settle this account next time. Bang! With a bang, Wentai used the reverse spiritual summoning technique and returned to Mayabaku Mountain, including its short sword. It was also channeled back. If it doesn't leave, it will be beaten up by the giant wolf. This time, it encountered an existence that surpassed it in all aspects. Master Sasuke, do you still need my help in the giant wolf view? It was just a competition with the big toad. Because it was channeled, It soon discovered that this was a friendly match. It was really a life and death battle. Just now, it didn't use its claws to hit the toad, but bit it. By then it won't be as simple as getting injured or breaking a bone. It can eat the big toad as a snack. Well, I can handle the rest. You can go back. You have worked hard. Leon didn't say anything. And seeing this, Sasuke asked the giant wolf to go back. Bane the giant wolf also used reverse summoning to return to Konoha village. Naruto, are you going to beat me up again at this point in the battle? Sasuke no longer had any interest. No more fighting. No more fighting. Even Toad went high is no match for you. Haha, next time I will also summon the giant wolf, giant eagle, tiger, brown bear and fox to help me. Naruto now focused all his attention on the giant wolf that Sasuke had just summoned. That giant wolf is so handsome. I really want to have a psychic ninja beast like this as my partner. Boruto watched the battle between the giant wolf and Gamabuntai in shock. He knew about Gamabuntai, but he didn't expect that Master Sasuke actually had such a powerful giant wolf. Leon boy, that giant wolf just called you master. Is this guy your spiritual beast, and are those ninja beasts that Naruto mentioned as powerful as the giant wolf just now? Jiraiya was still very concerned about such a powerful summoning beast and quickly asked about it. A giant wolf ninja beast that could completely crush Wintai was already surprising. Judging from Naruto's appearance, there seem to be several such powerful ninja beasts. About the same. Some are stronger than the giant wolf, and some are weaker than the giant wolf. How to say it? The 5 kinds of psychic ninja beasts each have their own strengths, and their overall strength is really counted. The giant wolf is the weakest one. It is no match for the ninja eagle, nor for the tiger or the brown bear. The giant wolf couldn't even withstand the fox illusion. How could you bear to let Naruto and Sasuke sign a contract with such a powerful summoning beast? The more powerful the summoning ninja beast, the more their contractors will seriously consider it when asking others to make a contract with them. Not to mention Sasuke, he possesses powerful strength. Naruto is a very eccentric guy. If he was not a close person, how could he give Naruto a chance to contract a powerful summoning beast? I made a contract between Naruto and Sasuke when these summoned beasts were not so powerful. Alright, Senior Jiraiya, let's discuss Naruto affairs. Don't forget that there is a hidden enemy, Otsutsuki Urashiki. Leon didn't want to continue discussing this issue and quickly changed the subject. Jiraiya understood what Leon meant, and after thinking about it, he didn't ask any further questions. Anyway, this kind of thing did not pose a threat to the village, and he just asked a few questions out of curiosity. Otsutsuki Urashiki will be here in 2 or 3 days. We can't stay here any longer. Let's find a suitable place. Find a suitable place to fight and try to kill this Otsutsuki Urashiki. Judging from the description of middle-aged Sasuke before, Otsutsuki Urashiki is very powerful. At least he is not his opponent. Senior Jiraiya, should we return to Konoha and wait for Otsutsuki Urashiki, or should we just find a random place and wait for him to come? Leon knew that Otsutsuki Urashiki was a bit lame and had been beaten by Boruto. The overall combat strength is really not worthy of his configuration. His combat experience is too poor. If the middle-aged Sasuke hadn't been weakened by Kishimoto in Boruto when he traveled through time, most of his chakra was sucked away by Otsutsuki Urashiki. Coupled with the consumption of chakra by the 6 Magatama Samsara, he is always in a state of low health. Sasuke during the 4th war alone was able to pin Otsutsuki Urashiki to the ground. The Otsutsuki clan all have powerful configurations, but their combat experience is relatively poor. Sometimes Leon really doesn't understand these members of the Otsutsuki clan, let alone these things that have happened. Otsutsuki Momoshiki and Otsutsuki Kinshiki, the master and servant, have been searching the universe for suitable planets to plant the sacred tree all year round. They should have no shortage of money to fight. So why are they so lame? Are they just fighting in a direct and sweeping manner without considering skills and combat experience? I won't go back to Konoha. I brought Naruto out here to train him. It only been less than 2 months since I came out, And I haven't officially started my training yet. Why go back? Doing so would also lure Otsutsuki Yorashiki to Konoha, posing a threat to the village. When it comes to difficult matters, Jiraiya still prefers to solve them away from the village. After some discussion, everyone finally decided to wait for Otsutsuki Yorashiki to arrive on the battlefield between the Land of Fire and the Land of Hot Spring. It is worth mentioning that this place was the battlefield where Leon became famous in the ninja world some time ago. After making the decision, Jiraiya and Naruto went back to the hotel and picked up their luggage. Take the Ninja Hawk and arrive at the selected location in a quarter of an hour. As soon as they arrived at the place, Sasuke came to Leon. Leon, I want to spar with you. I want to know how big the gap is between you and me. Haha, Sasuke, are you getting too arrogant? You just improved your strength a little bit and you can't wait to challenge me. I accept your challenge. Just let me see how capable your Mangekyo Sharingan is. This is Sasuke, the authentic second pillar. The conversation between Leon and Sasuke was heard by everyone else present. These people are quite curious about the battle between Leon and Sasuke. Jiraiya and middle-aged Sasuke, through perception, knew that Sasuke was no match for Leon. The two of them were not very interested in Sasuke battle, they were interested in Leon. Sasuke, you go first. Even if Sasuke opened the Mangekyo Sharingan, he was still no match for Leon. So Leon let Sasuke make the first move. Fire style, great fireball technique. Sasuke won't be polite to Leon. The first move is a huge fireball, facing a fireball with a diameter of more than 15 meters. Leon exhaled a breath of cold mist towards the flying fireball. The next moment, in everyone's surprised eyes, the huge fireball was instantly frozen into an ice ball. Under Leon control, the ice ball returned towards Sasuke. Ice release bloodline limit, no doubt about it. This is the Ice Release Bloodline Genkai. Middle-aged Sasuke and Jiraiya spoke at the same time. Wow, this move is so cool. Just a breath of cold air can freeze little Sasuke fireball. Boruto has never seen Ice Release, but that doesn't prevent him from knowing it's Kekkai Genkai. Leon has the same Ice Release Kekkai Genkai as Shiro. Naruto and Sasuke have both encountered the Ice Release Bloodline Genkai. When their Team 7 was on a mission in the Land of Waves, they encountered the Ice-style Bloodline Ninja Bay. I didn't expect you, Leon, are a ninja of Ice Escape Bloodline. Sasuke gave up the ninjutsu contest and rushed over with a chakra-powered sword. Are you trying to compete with me in swordsmanship? Hee. Interesting. He also knows sword techniques, but they are all basic ones. It enough to deal with Sasuke. Bring it on. Leon pulled out the chakra-powered sword from his back, and the blade was filled with purple electricity. Hey, this is Kakashi Purple Lightning. Middle-aged Sasuke frowned at Leon. Purple Lightning. Is this a coincidence or did Kakashi learn Shiden in advance and then taught him? Middle-aged Sasuke suddenly showed some fluctuations, which was instantly noticed by Jiraiya, who was standing next to him. You seem to know this Purple Lightning. Jiraiya had never seen Leon fight before. He knew that Leon was very powerful, but he didn't know what his specific abilities were. Not really. In my timeline, Kakashi developed the Purple Lightning, which is more powerful than the ordinary lightning release. Using the same chakra, Shiden only needs a small portion of the normal lightning release, but its power is much stronger than the normal lightning release. In general, Shiden is a lightning technique with low chakra consumption and high attack. I didn't expect to see it here. Middle-aged Sasuke gave a brief introduction, and Jiraiya on the side listened and thought quietly. Uncle Kakashi also knows this handsome Purple Lightning. I must ask him to teach me when I go back. Boruto was right next to the middle-aged Sasuke, so naturally he heard their conversation. Lightning release, Chidori style. Flash. This move is Sasuke's most powerful swordsmanship. Right from the start, Sasuke used his most powerful move. He knew that if he didn't use it now, he might not even have the chance to use it later. The combination of Chidori ruined swordsmanship is a good idea. Middle-aged Sasuke kept an eye on the battle between Leon and Sasuke. The moves are good, but the power and speed are too poor. You can't test my strength with swordsmanship alone. Leon doesn't need sophisticated sword skills, Just a simple slash. Leon longsword hit the chakra longsword in Sasuke hand hard. The force was so great that Sasuke couldn't even hold on to it, and the sword flew out of his hand. Lightning style, Chidori. At close range, Sasuke didn't even think twice before using his familiar signature jutsu. It too slow. Before Sasuke Chidori could attack Leon, he was grabbed by the wrist. The next moment, Sasuke was thrown out by Leon just like Naruto before him. Still in midair, Sasuke used Chidori Sharp Spear and aimed it at Leon. The penetrating ability of Chidori Sharp Spear is still very strong. That was when facing ordinary people, and it was not a threat to Leon, because he can dodge it easily. Earth Escape, Spiral Core. Avoid Sasuke Chidori Sharp Spear. A dark brown ball appeared in Leon's hand. Then, the rapidly rotating dark brown sphere rapidly grew larger. Leon actually used this trick. Naruto was deeply impressed by this move. He was sucked into the sky by this dark brown ball. Middle-aged Sasuke looked at the ninjutsu in Leon's hands and always felt that it looked familiar. Lightning style, Chidori Sharp Spear. Sasuke's choice was not wrong. Lightning release can restrain earth release. But this is not an ordinary earth escape. The dark brown sphere with a diameter of 3 meters above Sasuke was still expanding. Sasuke Chidori Sharp Spear hit the dark brown ball, leaving only some marks on it. Soon the dark brown sphere absorbed the chakra of the Chidori Sharp Spear and recovered quickly. This earth escape is still so difficult. Sasuke distanced himself from the dark brown ball and used a fire ninjutsu, but it didn't have much effect. Should I use that? With this in mind, Sasuke distanced himself from the dark brown ball that was tracking him, while using fire-released ninjutsu. Master Sasuke, is this ball flying in the sky very powerful? Why did little Master Sasuke retreat when he saw it also? These fire jutsu seemed to be useless against the sphere. Why did Master Sasuke continue to use a large number of fire jutsu to attack it? Boruto naturally couldn't see what Sasuke was doing. Middle-aged Sasuke had a guess in his mind, but he didn't expect that Sasuke had even developed that ninjutsu. Sasuke should be preparing for the subsequent ninjutsu. The reason he stayed away from the ball was probably to avoid being sucked into it. Middle-aged Sasuke patiently answered his disciples' questions. Fire style, Great Dragon Fire Technique. Sasuke used several fire-style ninjutsu in succession. This caused the temperature here to rise sharply. This is the intention to use that jutsu. Looking at the situation, Leon immediately guessed what Sasuke was going to do. This made Leon feel that Sasuke's desire to win was really strong. Leon didn't interrupt Sasuke's thoughts. He also wanted to take a look. Can Sasuke destroy the Earth-style Spiral Core by using that ninjutsu? After several consecutive fire-style ninjutsu, most of the chakra was absorbed by the black-brown ball and disappeared. Only a small part increased the temperature in the air during the attack. Stupid Sasuke, what are you doing? That ball is not so easy to crack. You'd better admit defeat. Naruto has suffered from the Earth-style Spiral Core technique. Of course, I understand how much of a headache this seemingly harmless ball can cause. Boruto, do you feel that it's getting a lot hotter here? I feel it, Dad. Look, there are dark clouds and lightning in the sky. Is it going to rain? Naruto and Boruto, father and son, gathered together and looked at the sky to discuss. It looks like we are almost ready to use that jutsu. Leon looked at the sky and saw dark clouds and lightning. Lightning release, Kylan. Sure enough, Sasuke's previous preparations were for the purpose of using this S-level lightning release ninjutsu. No matter how many times you watch this ninjutsu, it always makes you feel horrified. Wow, what a terrifying lightning ninjutsu. Master, you must know this ninjutsu too. I want to learn it. Naruto was stunned by Sasuke's lightning release. Kirin. Boruto reacted quickly and thought this ninjutsu was very cool. He immediately clamored to learn from middle-aged Sasuke. I know this ninjutsu, but now is not the time to teach you. Let's talk about it when we get back. Middle-aged Sasuke seems expressionless, but in fact his inner world has changed a lot. He didn't expect that Sasuke actually developed this ninjutsu at the age of 12. Oh, This lightning ninjutsu is really good. Most people can't handle it. Jiraiya's eyes lit up. He didn't expect Sasuke to be about the same age as Naruto. His strength is so much greater than Naruto. And there is Leon. He is a genius who truly surpasses geniuses. Under Sasuke control, lightning release, Kirin accurately hit the dark brown sphere. The power of lightning release. Kirin looks terrifying. Everyone present thought that the dark brown ball was unstoppable. Even Leon thought so, but the truth is always unexpected. Possesses the ability to absorb chakra, earth style, spiral core, and can absorb not only lightning style, Kirin. The original diameter of the body that absorbed the fire escape was 5 meters. And now it has increased to a diameter of 30 meters. How is it possible? Sasuke's eyes widened. In his imagination, this dark brown ball would be chopped into pieces by being hit by lightning release, Kirin. Instead of destroying it, it now becomes bigger and stronger. This time, the lightning escape sense Kylan transformed into nutrients for the earth escape sense spiral core. This ninjutsu has the shadow of Chibaku Tensei. Even lightning release, Kirin cannot break it. At this moment, middle-aged Sasuke finally remembered why the floating ball in front of him looked familiar. What an amazing jutsu! Jiraiya thought about it and realized that in order to crack this ninjutsu, he needed to activate the Sage mode. Otherwise, the ability to absorb chakra alone would be very difficult for him to handle. At the same time, Jiraiya realized that the spherical ninjutsu attack was useless. It would be more effective to use physical attacks. It's just a sparring match. Don't use the Mangekyo Sharingan casually. Just as Sasuke was about to use his Mangekyo Sharingan, middle-aged Sasuke appeared to stop him. When Sasuke heard what the middle-aged Sasuke said, he closed the 3 Magatama Sharingan and turned around to pick up the chakra long sword that was knocked away. Sasuke gave up on continuing the fight, so Leon naturally eliminated his earth style, spiral core. Before breaking through the 6 paths, he could only control the earth escape and spiral core for 1 kilometer. Now it can control a range of 10 kilometers. Leon, did you teach Sasuke the lightning release ninjutsu he used just now? The battle match was over and Naruto couldn't wait to run over. Yeah, why do you want to learn ninjutsu from me? Leon ignored the middle-aged Sasuke beside him and answered Naruto questions casually. As expected, you taught me that. Lecherous sage. Look, I have been away from Konoha for less than 2 months. Originally, Sasuke and I were about the same in strength, but now that I am following you, I am being left behind by Sasuke. You haven't taught me anything in the past 2 months. I have decided not to continue traveling with you. I want to return to Konoha and let Leon teach me. Hearing Leon's exact answer, Naruto immediately became very dissatisfied with Jiraiya. In the past 2 months, Jiraiya not only spent all his money, but also hadn't started teaching him ninjutsu. She would drop him off at the hotel every day and go out to watch beautiful women taking a hot spring bath, saying that she was going to collect materials. Naruto, after we deal with Otsutsuki Urashiki, I will formally teach you how to practice and control the Nine-Tails chakra. After hearing what Naruto said, Jiraiya also felt that he had not done his job well during this period. Okay, I will give you another month. If you don't see the effect of your training, I will go back to Konoha. Naruto thought about it and felt that it would be embarrassing to go back in disgrace since he hadn't learned anything. Your Chidori series and lightning style Kirin were all taught to you by that Leon. Middle-aged Sasuke just heard what Naruto and Leon said. This made middle-aged Sasuke always feel that there was something wrong with Leon. Shiden was invented by Kakashi, but Leon invented it before Kakashi. This can be said to be a coincidence, but the Chidori series and lightning release, Kirin can't be a coincidence. Leon taught me that. What the problem? Sasuke naturally didn't know that according to his original trajectory, he would have been able to create these ninjutsu a few years later. Nothing. I thought you created it yourself. Middle-aged Sasuke didn't plan to continue asking questions. These questions were not important. He could see that Leon had no ill will towards Sasuke. These are enough for him. He is just a passerby and cannot take care of everything here. Leon, you taught Sasuke, so don't forget about me. Look, We don't have anything else to do right now. Why don't you teach me how to practice? Naruto ran over to Leon and requested with a grin. How your training on changing chakra forms going to be? Honest, teaching Naruto ninjutsu is just making various balls. However, there is a prerequisite, that is, Naruto has mastered the changes in chakra form and attributes. Naruto is born with wind attribute chakra. If he masters the changes in wind attribute forms, he can learn wind style, Rasengan, and the even more powerful wind style, Rasen Shuriken. For example, Naruto mastered the attribute changes, developed the earth attribute chakra, and completed the change of the earth attribute chakra form. Then Leon can teach Naruto to learn the earth style, spiral core technique that he just used. I haven't fully mastered the transformation of wind attribute chakra form yet. Naruto scratched his head, feeling a little embarrassed. Because of the last time we had hot pot together at Leon house, Leon has taught him how to effectively learn the wind attribute chakra form changes. Naruto has not mastered the transformation of wind attribute chakra. Then the idea of teaching him to make different kinds of balls would not work. Now let him have contact with the nine-tailed fox. Heart to heart making trouble won't work. For a moment, Leon couldn't think of what to teach Naruto. Naruto learns ninjutsu entirely by relying on his body to remember it, rather than relying on his brain. After thinking for a while, Leon came up with a plan that would be useful to Naruto. Naruto, at this stage you should seriously practice the transformation of wind attribute chakra forms. But this is so difficult. I have been practicing seriously every day recently, but the results are not satisfactory. Naruto was telling the truth. He really wasn't lazy, he just hadn't learned it yet. Listen to me, get 3 or 5 shadow clones to practice with you. This way, the effect of your practice will increase several times. Anyway, that's what Naruto did 3 years later. I think there shouldn't be any problem using his own method of cultivation. Will this work? Let me try. Out of trust in Leon, Naruto created 5 shadow clones, each with their hands clasped together. There is a leaf in the palm of your hand. Among those present, only Sasuke and Boruto could not understand this method of training, while Leon, Jiraiya and middle-aged Sasuke did. The last of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the first generation is also dead. Orochimaru stuck out his tongue and licked the blood on the kunai. The owner of this blood was none other than the deceased Thunderblade Black Chulaya. The two of them are in the same group, and this time they came out to carry out the mission assigned by the Akatsuki organization. Along the way, Orochimaru couldn't stand Kurachora's arrogance and killed him directly. In this way, there is an experimental teaching material, and Orochimaru is more interested in red-eyed Ranmaru. Adult Orochimaru. On the way back to Akatsuki, Orochimaru meets Kabuto Yakushi. Kabuto, come with me to the Akatsuki organization, and I will recommend you to the leader to be my partner. As his subordinate, Kabuto Yakushi has been working with him for many years, and he is still very familiar with using him. Compared to arrogant guys like Kurokoraga, Orochimaru likes Kabuto Yakushi who understands him. In terms of strength, Kabuto Yakushi is no worse than Raga and Kurakami. Lord Orochimaru, I need to go to the Richi Cave to practice Senjutsu. Before Lord Orochimaru, you were taken away. In order to have the strength to find you, I went to the Richi Cave to learn Senjutsu, and with the consent of Lady Tianzin Shenji, I will conduct the test tomorrow. Yakushi. Kabuto rolled his eyes and explained why he couldn't join the Akatsuki organization. Oh, I have obtained the consent of Tianzin Shenji, then you can go for the test. I will wait for you in the Akatsuki organization. Orochimaru stared at Kabuto Yakushi with his snake-like eyes. This made pharmacist feel very dangerous. After looking at Kabuto Yakushi for a while, Orochimaru said this and left with Ranmaru. Kabuto Yakushi stared in a daze as Orochimaru left. Do you really have a way to help me complete the test of the immortals in Longdai Cave? If I fail, I will become their food. After Orochimaru left for a while, Kabuto Yakushi looked at the black and white Zetsu in front of him. During this period, he collected information from all sides and learned that those who failed the Immortal Arts assessment in Longdai Cave would become food. Don't worry, with my help, It won't be difficult to pass the test of a few little snakes. You just need to continue to improve the impure world reincarnation until I am satisfied. Black Zetsu noticed Kabuto Yakushi as early as when Orochimaru first defected from Akatsuki. At that time, he had Uchiha Obito, so he didn't like Kabuto Yakushi. Now that Obito is dead, he needs to use Kabuto Yakushi to complete the impure world reincarnation. Although Obito's death caused some changes in his plans, it was not a big problem. When the impure world reincarnation is improved, Uchiha Madara will no longer need to be very strong in the impure world reincarnation state. He only needs to have half of the strength he had in his prime to continue with his subsequent work. This is a fairy magic talisman. When you are taking the test in Longdai Cave, stick it on your body and you can easily learn the fairy magic. Black Zetsu took out a talisman and handed it to Yashid. He dug this thing out from the Six Paths Sage Cemetery. Besides this thing, there are some other things, but most of them were useless to him, so he kept them, and now they come in handy today. Good, pharmacist was not polite, as long as they each got what they needed. Then the two separated. Black Zetsu, do you think this Kabuto Yakushi can succeed? Why don't you look for Orochimaru? He can also improve this impure world reincarnation. When they returned to their White Zetsu underground base, White Zetsu was a little confused. Orochimaru is not trustworthy. I would rather cooperate with Kabuto Yakushi. It all the fault of that idiot Obito. Why did he bother to provoke Leon Yamashiro for no reason? He deserves to be killed for being so stupid. When he thought about the fact that he would have to spend a lot of energy on planning because of Obito, the border between the land of fire and the land of soup. 2 days have passed and today is the morning of the 3rd day. Boruto, when will that Otsutsuki Yorashiki you mentioned come? It's been 3 days already. In the past 2 or 3 days, Naruto has been practicing and sparring with Boruto, and he is already bored to death. What he didn't expect was that Boruto was actually stronger than him. It should be today. Wait for Otsutsuki Yorashiki to come. You'd better be careful of his hooks. As long as you are hooked by his fishing hook, the chakra in your body will be sucked away by him. Even the Nine Tails chakra that seals the space in your body will be sucked away by him. Boruto has fought with Otsutsuki Yorashiki and knows some information about him. I know. I will be careful. In the past 2 days, not only Boruto told him to be careful of Otsutsuki Yorashiki, but middle-aged Sasuke also told him so. Now Naruto only wants this person named Otsutsuki Yorashiki to come over as soon as possible. He would give this guy a good beating then. Just as Naruto was praying in his heart that Otsutsuki Yorashiki would come quickly, far above a forest surrounding Konoha, a spatial fluctuation occurred. The next moment Otsutsuki Yorashiki appeared. TSK, damn Uchiha Sasuke, and that brat Boruto. Don't let me find you. Where is this? So it near Konoha village. I wonder why that brat Kibai isn't there. Yamasaka. Otsutsuki Yorashiki discovered through perception that Naruto was not in Konoha. Close your eyes and begin to expand your perception range. 10 seconds later, he locked onto the Nine Tails position, activated his Samsara Eye, and used his spatial ability to target Yami Hirasaka. Just as Otsutsuki Yorashiki sensed Naruto, Leon and Sasuke, who were also at the Six Paths level, felt it instantly. Naruto, come over to my side. Otsutsuki Yorashiki is coming over here. As soon as Leon said this, middle-aged Sasuke came to Naruto's side. Have the enemies arrived yet? Jiraiya looked around vigilantly, but could not sense the enemy location. Just as he was wondering, a space fluctuation occurred in the sky not far from them, and a door appeared. Then, a thin young man with fair skin, white hair and a promising future appeared in the air. Hey, Uchiha Sasuke Uzumaki Boruto, you two inferior creatures are here too. Otsutsuki Yorashiki floats in the air carrying a red fishing rod. This is a weapon he created by combining yin-yang escape technique and Rinnegan. It can penetrate the enemy body and draw away the enemy chakra. It can also be used as a weapon such as a stick or a whip. Is he Otsutsuki Yorashiki? He is indeed not a simple person. There are only a handful of ninjas in the entire ninja world who can fly. Anyway, None of these flying ninjas are simple characters. Jiraiya sensed that Otsutsuki Urashiki was extremely dangerous. He was the most dangerous person he had ever encountered. You are still a child after all. If you were an adult, I might not be your opponent. Now, just hand over the 9 tails in your body. Otsutsuki Urashiki looked at the child who looked exactly like Boruto and sensed that the 9 tails was inside him. I instantly knew that this child was the young Naruto Uzumaki. Otsutsuki waved his hand, and the red fish hook in his hand flew towards Naruto. The middle-aged Sasuke held the Kusanagi sword and knocked the red fish hook away head-on. The red fish hook that was knocked away was under the control of Otsutsuki Urashiki. Flying towards Naruto again, the red fish hook was like a flexible snake in the air. This time it bypassed Sasuke's attack and flew towards Naruto again. When he was about to hook Naruto, the middle-aged Sasuke used his heavenly hand power to swap his position with Naruto. How to say it? Leon was stunned by the middle-aged Sasuke's amazing actions. If you are not a buddy, can't you fight properly? Ever since he and Naruto broke an arm, he always does incomprehensible things every time he fights the enemy. This red fish hook is not very fast. Can't you take Naruto and dodge it? Is it necessary to use Sky Hand power, which consumes a lot of chakra? Originally, Leon was planning to take a look at the combat experience of middle-aged Sasuke and learn from him. Middle-aged Sasuke has experience fighting multiple 6 paths level enemies. Leon didn't have it, so he adopted a learning attitude and prepared to observe carefully. The result is this: no wonder middle-aged Sasuke even used the Akaya hug and throw technique later. Is there no other solution anyway? After seeing this wave of operations, Leon was speechless. TSK, if I can't hook up the 9-tailed fox, I can hook you. Even Otsutsuki Urashiki was stunned by the actions of middle-aged Sasuke. But it doesn't matter. This result is better than him hooking the 9-tailed brat. Get rid of the middle-aged Sasuke first, then no one can stop him from hooking the 9 tails. Master Rasengan. Boruto was shocked when he saw this scene. The Rasengan appeared in his hand in an instant and he threw it towards Otsutsuki Urashiki in midair. Naruto was already surprised that Boruto could use the Rasengan with one hand. I didn't expect Boruto Rasengan could be thrown out. Not only Naruto was surprised by this scene, but Sasuke and Jiraiya were also surprised. But immediately afterwards, the Rasengan thrown by Boruto disappeared in midair. Failed Jiraiya watched Boruto Rasengan disappear, holding his forehead and talking to himself. Boruto, you can't throw the Rasengan, it will be ineffective. Naruto couldn't help but say loudly as he looked at the disappearing Rasengan. Hee. Boruto, you haven't learned this ninjutsu well enough. Otsutsuki Urashiki was just about to laugh at Boruto, but the next moment his stomach was hit by Boruto disappearing Rasengan. After being attacked, Otsutsuki Urashiki was distracted, and middle-aged Sasuke took the opportunity to escape from the red fish hook. Are you okay? Sasuke came to the middle-aged Sasuke and saw that he looked exhausted. I thought to myself, is this who I will be when I grow up? Why do you look like you have kidney deficiency? What happened? I am fine. Go help protect Naruto. The middle-aged Sasuke didn't think much about it, picked up his weapon and rushed towards Otsutsuki Urashiki, who fell because of the attack. Sasuke followed the instructions of middle-aged Sasuke and came to Naruto's side. Fire style, flame bullet. Jiraiya used fire-released ninjutsu against Otsutsuki Urashiki. At this time, Otsutsuki Urashiki Byakugan switched to the red 6 Magatama Rinnegan. The next moment, a space gate appeared behind him and Otsutsuki Urashiki entered. When he appeared again, it was right behind Jiraiya. The red fishing rod in his hand was ready to give Jiraiya a cold shoulder. In this situation, Leon had to take action. Purple lightning laser. The next moment, a purple beam of lightning instantly pierced through Otsutsuki Urashiki's arm. At this time, Jiraiya reacted and stepped back to a safe distance. Cut. At this moment, Otsutsuki Urashiki sensed the danger and immediately switched to the blue Rinnegan. Instantly absorbed Leon purple lightning. This prevented the arm from being cut off by Leon. Senior Jiraiya, leave this man to me. Let me test his strength. The strength of this guy Otsutsuki Urashiki fluctuates. When it was at its lowest, He was beaten by Boruto. When he was at a high level, he was able to fight against Naruto and Sasuke, although he still got beaten up. If I hadn't been beaten by Naruto and Sasuke, I would have doubted my life. He would not think of using the power of SS to go back to the past, kill young Naruto, and absorb the Nine Tails chakra. You damned lowly creature actually hurt me. Otsutsuki Urashiki waved his hand and the red fish hook flew towards him. Look at the red fish hook flying towards you quickly. Leon dodged it easily and appeared next to Otsutsuki Urashiki at the same time. He was knocked away by a punch. This guy physical ability is average, not as strong as Kinshiki. Damn inferior creature. I am going to kill you. Otsutsuki Urashiki was hit several times by Leon physical skills. Beat him till he was mad with rage. But his physical skills are not as good as Leon. He is no match for Leon in terms of strength, and Leon didn't use ninjutsu against him. Leon is Otsutsuki Urashiki who knows the blue Rinnegan. It has the ability to absorb enemy ninjutsu and enhance the enemy ninjutsu counterattack. After this guy absorbs the enemy ninjutsu, he will also gain some chakra. It is precisely because of these characteristics that ordinary ninjutsu is ineffective against Otsutsuki Urashiki and will even help him. If you want to deal with Otsutsuki Urashiki, it doesn't mean you can't use ninjutsu. You can use fairy techniques, which can hurt Otsutsuki Urashiki. You can also use the bloodline net, which can also hurt Otsutsuki Urashiki. Even Akayama Madara can absorb this kind of magic, and basically everyone in the Otsutsuki clan can absorb it. The bloodline network is different. Not every member of the Otsutsuki clan knows how to do it. Currently, Leon is still in normal condition, not using any magic or opening the Samsara Eye. Just like this, Leon suppressed Otsutsuki Urashiki throughout the whole fight. This has to do with the fact that Otsutsuki Urashiki is sometimes strong and sometimes weak. Yamasaka, Otsutsuki Urashiki, who was doubting his life after being beaten by Leon, planned to use his spatial ability to dodge first. Wait until there is enough distance between you and Leon before fighting him. Spatial confinement. Yami Hirasaka was imprisoned by Leon. Otsutsuki Urashiki failed to enter the space gate, which made him dumbfounded. How come he? Nothing is impossible. Leon grabbed Otsutsuki Urashiki arm and started punching and kicking him again. I have to say, Otsutsuki Urashiki is quite tough. Leon fist attack would have been enough to stop the fourth Raikage from hitting him like that. The hit on Otsutsuki Urashiki only made him feel pain, but he himself was not injured. You damned lowly creature, humiliating me like this. I am going to kill you. Otsutsuki Urashiki immediately used time rewind, but the next moment made him even more dumbfounded. Why didn't this trick work? He was punched away again by Leon. Impossible. How is this possible? The spatial ability is restricted, and now even time reversal is ineffective. How could there be such a heaven-defying person in this indigenous world at this moment? Otsutsuki Urashiki looked at the harmless Leon and couldn't help but feel a little scared. He had never encountered an enemy who restrained him so much. Even if Naruto and Sasuke joined forces, he couldn't defeat them. But he was never as afraid of one person as he is now. If he can't defeat Naruto and Sasuke, he can always run away. Don't worry about your safety at all. The young man in front of him is different. He seems to have the ability to kill himself. Show your strength. If that's all you have, you will most likely die here today. Leon kicked Otsutsuki Urashiki away again, but did not continue to pursue the victory. Dad, has this Leon always been this powerful? Coming from Otsutsuki Urashiki, even if they joined forces, they still couldn't get anything good. I didn't expect that Leon, who is almost the same age as him, could actually suppress Otsutsuki Urashiki throughout the whole fight. Leon is a very powerful ninja. I have never seen him lose. Almost no enemy he fights survives. Naruto had never actually seen Leon fight an enemy, but that didn't stop him from bragging in front of his future son. Actually, it wasn't really bragging. He had heard Kakashi Sensei say more than once that he was no match for Leon. In Naruto's opinion, Kakashi is already a well-known strong man in the ninja world, and even he says that he is no match for Leon. This shows that Leon is very powerful, but to be honest he doesn't know how powerful he is. You damned inferior creature, I will not die. You are the one who will die. The furious Otsutsuki Urashiki saw that Leon did not continue to approach him to use physical skills. He swung the red fishing rod in his hand, and the hook flew quickly towards Leon. Leon dodged this move easily. Otsutsuki Urashiki shook the fishing rod, and the red fish hook and red fishing line changed direction, flying towards Naruto and Sasuke not far away. Otsutsuki Urashiki didn't want to continue fighting with Leon, he only wanted to fish out the nine-tailed fox in Naruto's body. In his opinion, as long as he got the nine-tailed fox and devoured it, he should be able to defeat the little devil just now. Even if he can't win, it doesn't matter. He can still take hostages. These inferior creatures were not very powerful, but they all cared deeply about their companions, and he knew this very well. Knowing this, Otsutsuki Urashiki decided to take a gamble, otherwise if he continued, he would be killed by the inferior creature in front of him. Naruto, get out of the way. Sasuke, Naruto and Boruto are together. Among the three, Sasuke is the strongest, and he was also the first to discover Otsutsuki Urashiki motives, so as to make the most favorable response. His future self had fought against the red fish hook before, but couldn't completely block it. Sasuke didn't think he could block it, so he told Naruto to focus on dodging. Immortal Technique Essence Purple Lightning Essence Laser. Ordinary ninjutsu and weapons cannot cut through Otsutsuki Urashiki red fish hook and fishing line. The truth-seeking jade is okay, the bloodline net is okay, and the senjutsu and ninjutsu are also okay. Leon had no intention of exposing the seeking tracked ball and the bloodline net. If you want to cut off Otsutsuki Urashiki fishing hook and line, you can use Senpo Ninjutsu. Another thing is that space cutting can also be done. Leon even knows Sage Mode. Jiraiya and middle-aged Sasuke came to Naruto at this time. Jiraiya was quite surprised that Leon could use Sage Mode, as he felt that Leon could do everything. Middle-aged Sasuke naturally knew about the Sage Mode. After all, he had a life and death battle with Naruto and had experienced Naruto's Sage Mode. This ability is very powerful, but it's a pity that he didn't learn it. Dad, I was already surprised by the gap between you and young Sasuke Master, but I didn't expect the gap between you and Leon to be even bigger. Boruto discovered that his father and his friends of the same age were more powerful than him. I haven't started practicing seriously yet. Once I do, I will be able to catch up with Sasuke soon. Naruto is confident that he can catch up with Sasuke, but forget about catching up with Leon. Otsutsuki Urashiki didn't care too much when his fishing hook and fishing line were cut by Leon. He can make this thing at any time. After failing to capture Naruto, Otsutsuki Urashiki shook the fishing rod, and the next moment the fishing line flew towards the middle-aged Sasuke. Currently, only middle-aged Sasuke is in the worst condition. He still understands the principle of picking the weakest persimmons. In Otsutsuki Urashiki eyes, the middle-aged Sasuke at this time is the easiest to bully. Middle-aged Sasuke chakra is almost running out, and even the Magatama of the 6 Magatama Samsara Eye has disappeared. If this 6 Magatama Samsara Eye was not forcibly created by the 6 Paths Sage, middle-aged Sasuke would not be able to close it on his own. I guess they have all become ordinary black eyes now. Middle-aged Sasuke wanted to dodge, and just as he was about to use the body flash technique, he suddenly paused and couldn't help but cover his left eye with his right hand. This made middle-aged Sasuke lose the chance to dodge. The red fish hook was about to hook the middle-aged Sasuke. At the last moment, a skeletal hand formed by chakra appeared, grabbed the middle-aged Sasuke, and took him away from the spot. Sasuke took action. He opened the Mangekyo Sharingan and used the third universal ability of the Mangekyo Sharingan. The power of God, Susanoo. Sasuke can open the Mangekyo Sharingan at such a young age. Jiraiya felt that he had experienced too many surprises today, making him a little numb. A purple figure flashed by. The next moment, Otsutsuki Urashiki head was decapitated by Leon. Leon had given him the chance to fight himself. But this guy likes to play dirty. Okay, since you want to play like this, I will send you to the underworld to play. He just died like that. Boruto looked at Otsutsuki Urashiki, whose head was chopped off by Leon. It always feels a little unreal. Did Otsutsuki Urashiki die so simply at this time? Leon used the sealing scroll to seal Otsutsuki Urashiki body and head separately. His strength is so low, if I hadn't wanted to fight with him more and exchange experience, I would have killed him long ago. I gave him a chance, but he didn't fight me well. If he plays like this, what else can he do but die? Leon knows that Otsutsuki Urashiki can also devour his fishing rod, basket, and Rinnegan to become even more powerful. But so what if I don't fight him properly? Who else should I kill? He was no longer in the mood to watch Otsutsuki Urashiki slowly transform. I will give you these 2 sealing scrolls. I think they will be useful to you. Leon tossed the 2 sealing scrolls to middle-aged Sasuke. Speaking of which, this corpse of Otsutsuki Urashiki is a good thing. If this thing was given to Orochimaru, he would be so happy that he would wrap his tongue around his neck 33 times. Are you sure you want to hand over Otsutsuki Urashiki body to me? He has a pair of powerful samsara eyes. Middle-aged Sasuke didn't expect that there would be a young man in front of him who was hard for him to understand at every turn. It would be so easy for her to give him a pair of samsara eyes. He didn't believe that Leon didn't know the importance of Otsutsuki Urashiki body. I think you need this body more than we do. Konoha does not currently have the ability to study Otsutsuki Urashiki corpse. It would be a waste to keep it here. Instead of wasting it here, it would be better to give it to middle-aged Sasuke. They needed Otsutsuki Urashiki body more in their time and space. The technology and medical level there are far superior to that of Konoha village in this world. In the future, Sasuke and Naruto will face more powerful enemies. Hopefully, this body will eventually help them in the future. Okay, I will take it then. Middle-aged Sasuke was not polite. This corpse was indeed useful to them. Jiraiya watched this scene and said nothing. Otsutsuki Urashiki was killed by Leon, and he himself was rather averse to studying other people's corpses. It's just a pity about the powerful Rinnegan, which are the eyes possessed by the Six Paths Sage. Now that the matter is resolved, there is one more thing to do before leaving. You two are from the future. In order to prevent the future from being changed, can you use the Sharingan to erase this memory of ours? Jiraiya suddenly stood up at this time and put forward his own ideas. Yes, but are you sure you want to do this? The middle-aged Sasuke was asking Jiraiya, but his eyes were on Leon. He didn't think Leon was so powerful. It will allow others to seal and erase part of their memory at will. Senior Jiraiya, if you and Naruto are willing to do this, I have no objection, but I will never let others seal and erase part of their memories. I wouldn't agree to that either. As soon as Leon finished speaking, Sasuke beside him also spoke. Jiraiya chose to do this in order to prevent the future from changing. Okay, then help me remove the seal of this memory between me and Naruto. Jiraiya knew that he couldn't control Leon, and if Sasuke disagreed, he wouldn't force him. Middle-aged Sasuke opened the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan and helped Jiraiya solve the problem. However, you need to wait half a day for it to take effect. This would also allow Jiraiya and Naruto to leave until the seal-removing ability takes effect. Jiraiya and Naruto would just think they were on a trip. They won't remember that middle-aged Sasuke and Boruto came, but they will remember that Leon and Sasuke happened to come to see them. Naruto, let go and continue our journey. Jiraiya has not lost his previous memories yet and knows what to do. After saying hello to everyone, he prepares to take Naruto away. Goodbye Boruto, although I will forget you in half a day, I remember you at this moment. Please say hello to Himawari for me when you go back. Naruto gave Boruto a hug, then followed Jiraiya and left without looking back. Boruto, we should go back too. Boruto stared in a daze at the direction where Naruto left, and the middle-aged Sasuke patted his shoulder. I understand Sasuke-sensei. After Boruto greeted Sasuke and Leon, He followed the middle-aged Sasuke into the forest until he disappeared. They have all left. Should we continue searching for Itachi, or return to the Leaf Village? The unexpected appearance of middle-aged Sasuke and Boruto has delayed them for 3 days. Keep looking for Itachi. I have something I want to ask him. Even though Sasuke knew the truth behind his family destruction, he still wanted to meet Akaya Itachi. Okay, then ask them. At this point, Leon erupted with powerful chakra and stomped his foot on the ground. The next moment, all the white Zetsu within a 1-kilometer radius were shaken out by him. At Leon extreme speed, in less than 10 seconds, there were a total of 26 white Zetsu. They were all caught by him, and at this moment, white Zetsu was in a coma. What is this? Is it a human? When middle-aged Sasuke used the Sharingan illusion, he only conveyed the news that Akaya Itachi and his family had been exterminated. Middle-aged Sasuke did not pass on any other unnecessary information to Sasuke. So when Sasuke met White Zetsu for the first time, he didn't recognize it. White Zetsu? A special weapon of war. Okay, this is not important. Use your Sharingan to interrogate them about Itachi location. They are the ones who are responsible for transmitting intelligence in the Akatsuki organization. If nothing unexpected happens, they know the exact location of Akaya Itachi. Leon wasn't surprised at all that White Zetsu appeared here. This thing can basically be found in the entire ninja world. Wherever there are powerful ninjas fighting, there is this thing secretly observing. They had been staying here for 2 or 3 days and had already been targeted by Beizetsu. When Otsutsuki Urashiki was sensing them, Leon also activated his sensing ability. At that time, he discovered the existence of white Zetsu underground, among trees and other places. It is difficult for ordinary people to discover these things. But Leon, who is a 6 paths level warrior, can still easily spot them. I know. Leave it to me. Tell me, where is Akaya Itachi at this moment and what is he doing? Sasuke picked a white Zetsu at random, woke it up, and activated the 3 Magatama Sharingan. White Zetsu was instantly caught in the illusion. Akaya Itachi is in the land of grass. He and Hoshigaki Kisame received orders from Pain and are helping the daimyo of the land of grass to kill the traitor. Have you reported back what happened here after knowing Akaya Itachi's exact identity? Sasuke suddenly asked this question. It has been passed back. White Zetsu had a dull look in his eyes and answered Sasuke questions mechanically. Fire style, great fireball technique. Hearing what White Zetsu said, Sasuke frowned, and then used fire release ninjutsu to kill all the white Zetsu. This time you use the summoning technique to summon the ninja hawk to hurry on. Anyway, Sasuke can summon psychic ninja beasts, so Leon is too lazy to do it. Ninjutsu? Psychic summoning technique. Sasuke didn't waste any time. He bit his finger and made a hand seal to summon a huge ninja eagle. It is the huge ninja hawk that often appeared before. Greetings, Master. Greetings, Master Sasuke. As soon as the giant ninja hawk appeared, he greeted Leon and Sasuke. Ninja hawk, take us to the southwest. Their current location is in the northeast of the Fire Country. The Grass Kingdom is northwest of the Fire Kingdom. To go to the Grass Kingdom from here, you need to fly southwest. Leon and Sasuke appeared on the back of the ninja hawk, and the next moment the huge ninja hawk spread its wings and flew. Mr. Itachi, just leave these shrimp soldiers and crab generals to me. Hoshigaki Kisame didn't care at all that he and Akaya Itachi were surrounded by a group of people. Most of the people surrounding them were samurai, and a small number were ninjas. There are quite a lot of people, more than 300. This time mission is to help the daimyo of Grass Country suppress his brother and kill the traitor. Well, not all of them are traitors, because the younger brother of the daimyo of the Grass Country directly rebelled. This prince received secret support from many ministers. He also recruited some wandering ninjas, the most powerful of whom possessed the strength of a jonin. The daimyo of the Land of Grass is protected by ninjas, but these ninjas are from the Grass Village. This group of grass ninjas took advantage of this opportunity to ask for a large sum of money from him. This made the daimyo of the Grass Country very angry, and he finally went to Changin to issue a mission, a full 80 million taels. This mission was discovered by Conan, who asked Pain to assign the mission to Akaiichi and Hoshigaki Kisame. Then I will leave it to you. Akaiichi was happy to let Hoshigaki Kisame clear the field. Water style, explosive water wave. Hoshigaki Kisame obediently formed hand seals and used a water escape move. The death toll on the other side exceeded 80%. Those who were still alive were severely injured and beaten to death, and basically had no ability to fight again. Only one wanderer suffered some minor injuries, and he did not fight with Hoshigaki Kisame. Without staying for a moment, he turned around and ran away. Is this still a human? Such a horrific attack. He was just a wandering ninja, not a ninja from one of the 5 major ninja villages. How could he have seen such a horrifying ninjutsu? Hoshigaki Kisame only used one water-style ninjutsu to defeat his spirit. Let him go. Take the prince head to the daimyo of Grass Country first, and then complete the mission and return. Akaiichi didn't pay much attention to an insignificant wandering jonin. Haha, he really lucky to be able to get Mr. Ichi to ask and let him go. Hoshigaki Kisame was about to chase and kill the stray ninja, but when he heard what Akaiichi said, he stopped immediately. Hoshigaki Kisame carried Samada on his back, while Akaiichi had a blank expression on his face. Wherever the two of them passed, everyone on the road voluntarily made way for them. When we entered the Prince Mansion, there were still people who resisted along the way. All of these people were killed by Hoshigaki Kisame with one sword. Basically, no one could be a match for Hoshigaki Kisame, which made many people feel fearful and dared not continue to attack the two of them. I can give you money, as long as you two help kill my eldest brother. I am willing to give you 10% of the annual income of the Grass Kingdom. No, I will pay 20%. If that not enough, I am willing to pay 30%. The two men came to the Prince Palace, and the Prince guards came to stop them. A head rolled down by Hoshigaki Kisame's sword. This scene frightened the prince, and he looked at Hoshigaki Kisame and Akaiichi in horror. He kept talking about the chips that made the two of them excited. However, Hoshigaki Kisame and Akaiichi remained unmoved. If Kakazu were still alive and appeared here, he would take away all the prince's money. Finally, the prince was killed in exchange for money. Hoshigaki Kisame did not follow the previous steps. He walked over and cut off the prince's head with one knife. This head is worth 80 million yuan. Such a mission reward is worth the trip for both of them. Haha, this frightened little look is really nostalgic. Wrap his head with the prince's clothes. Hoshigaki Kisame hung the wrapped head on Samada, carried Samada on his back, and accompanied Akaiichi out of the Prince Mansion. Thank you both for your help. I have already informed the money exchange office to make it easier for you to get the money. I will prepare the money for you two in advance. This is your 80 million taels. When the daimyo of the Land of Grass saw his brother head, he felt mixed feelings of love and hate for his brother. Kisame, let go. After receiving the mission reward and finding that there was no problem, Akaiichi ignored the depressed daimyo of the Land of Grass. Hoshigaki Kisame carried a box of money and followed Akaiichi out of the daimyo mansion in the Land of Grass. The two were on a rather desolate road again. What wrong, Mr. Ichi? As they were walking, Akaiichi in front stopped and Hoshigaki Kisame looked at him in confusion. Then I looked around and found nothing was wrong. In heaven. Akaiichi looked up, his eyes locked on the approaching ninja hawk. Mr. Ichi, this ninja eagle is not simple. There is someone on it. Is it coming for us? Because there was still some distance. Hoshigaki Kisame couldn't see clearly who the person above was, as he didn't have Akaiichi Sharingan. It can help him see farther and more clearly. Akaiichi naturally saw who was on the ninja hawk. When he saw who was coming, his brows furrowed. Mr. Ichi, here comes an incredible guy. As the ninja hawk approached, Hoshigaki Kisame could already see clearly who the person above was. Of course he recognized Akaya Sasuke, but he had never seen Yamashiro Leon, but he knew his appearance. The first of the younger generation of Konoha village, Yamashiro Leon, captured the 4th Raikage alive at the age of 12. He challenged 3,000 cloud ninjas in a single fight, and won without any damage. For such a person, after such a long time, perhaps his strength will be improved again. Hoshigaki Kisame still has self-awareness and knows that he is no match for Leon. At this moment, he put away his previous relaxed mood and stared vigilantly at the mountain city of Leon that landed not far away. As for Akaya Sasuke, he didn't care. "My silly Udatu, we meet again. You are so eager to see me. Do you have the same eyes as me?" Akaya Ichi was very happy to see his beloved brother again, but no matter how happy he was inside, he looked expressionless and steady like an old dog. "Ichi, how far can your eyes see now? Can you still see your parents in the past clearly?" "Fire style, great fireball technique." "Despite knowing all the truth from my future self, but it is undeniable that Ichi killed most of the Akaya clan members with his own hands." Sasuke simply ignored the participation of the other masked man, especially when he thought of his parents committing suicide at home. Sasuke suddenly found it difficult to suppress the anger in his heart. He couldn't kill Akaya Ichi, but that didn't mean he couldn't beat him up. "My silly Udatu, you have grown a lot." "Fire style, great fireball technique." Akaya Ichi also uses the great fireball. The two brothers blew fireballs at each other from a distance of 100 meters. The two sides ignored the rapid consumption of chakra and continued to fight each other for 1 minute. "If it wasn't so hot, I might have continued blowing it." "Fire style, great dragon fire technique." "Fire style, great dragon fire technique." At this time, the two brothers Akaya Ichi and Akaya Sasuke opened the 3 Magatama Sharingan at the same time, and used the same ninjutsu at the same time. It was another evenly matched ninjutsu competition. "My stupid Udatu, it seems that your strength has improved." Ichi looked expressionless on the outside, but he was actually very pleased on the inside. "Lightning release, Chidori Senbon." "Is this newly developed ninjutsu a derivative of Chidori ninjutsu?" This was a lightning-style ninjutsu that Akaya Ichi had never seen before. More than a dozen lightning bolts blocked his retreat. It might be difficult for others to dodge such an attack, as Akaya Ichi was using the 3 Magatama Sharingan at this time. With the help of Shuriken, it is easy to break this ninjutsu. "Let me see how good your taijutsu and swordsmanship are." Akaya Ichi picked up the ninja sword on his back and ran quickly towards Sasuke. "HMPH lightning style, Chidori style, flash." Sasuke also drew out the long sword from behind him, and when the opportunity arose, he disappeared from the spot in an instant. Bump bump, there was a sound of blades colliding. Sasuke's attack was fierce, and Akaya Ichi's defense was equally strong. No matter how Sasuke attacked him, Akaya Ichi was able to resist just right. "You must be Hoshigaki Kisame, right? An S-rank rebel ninja from the Hidden Mist Village." "It's your misfortune to have met me." Leon actually admires Hoshigaki Kisame very much. Speaking of which, Hoshigaki Kisame's idea is very simple, which is to hope for peace in the ninja world. This person is not a pure evil person or villain. Hee. I also want to see how powerful Leon Yamashiro is, the legendary figure who captured the 4th Raikage alive and fought against the 3,000 Cloud Ninjas. Water style, explosive water wave. No matter what enemy he faces, Hoshigaki Kisame will always perform hand seals in a very methodical manner. Ice escape. 1,000 miles of ice. Leon clapped his hands and blew out a cloud of mist forward. The water jutsu spit out by Hoshigaki Kisame had not yet formed a lake and was frozen by Leon ice jutsu. He actually possesses the ice release Kekkai Genkai. Hoshigaki Kisame looked at the frozen water jutsu and his pupils couldn't help but shrink. Holding Saimata, he walked quickly across the ice towards Leon. When Leon took out the chakra long sword on his back and collided it with Kisame's Saimata. In terms of weapon quality, Leon's chakra sword is definitely not as good as Saimata. Hey, my big sword Saimata is not so easy to resist. It will eat up your chakra. As Saimata master, Kisame naturally knew about Saimata's special abilities and could use them with ease. Really try letting it absorb my chakra. It just absorbing chakra. Everyone can do that, but there no need to use the Samsara Eye to deal with a mere Hoshigaki Kisame. Leon could now feel Saimata absorbing his chakra. The next moment, a large amount of purple lightning was released from Leon's body. Saimata itself is not afraid of lightning escape and can also absorb it. Although Leon purple lightning is special, Saimata can also absorb it. Leon had guessed this at first, and he also had some understanding of Saimata. Saimata has the ability to absorb chakra, but there is a limit to its chakra absorption. At the same time, there are certain limitations on its absorption of chakra. It cannot absorb ninjutsu that changes the chakra form. Pure chakra is its favorite. The chakra contained in an 8-tailed beast ball is enough to push Saimata to its limit. Any more will result in indigestion. Leon possesses the Samsara Eye, and since becoming a 6 paths level expert, his own chakra capacity has exceeded that of the 9 tails, not to mention the amount of chakra in the tailed beast ball of the 8 tails. So under the explosion of Leon purple lightning chakra, the greedy Saimata suffered from indigestion and went on strike on the spot. You said you ate too much and couldn't digest it. Are you feeling uncomfortable now? Hoshigaki Kisame seems to have the ability to communicate with Saimata. Saimata, which usually looks like a weapon, now looks like a chubby hedgehog. The handle of the knife was nodding towards Hoshigaki Kisame. Okay, you take a good rest over there. Kisame looked at the deformed Saimata helplessly and put it on the ground to let it rest. Water release, great explosive water wave. Hoshigaki Kisame didn't have Saimata help, and he had no intention of surrendering when facing Leon. Purple lightning A sense torrent. Leon didn't give him a chance to use the jutsu. He instantly appeared in front of Hoshigaki Kisame and grabbed his neck. Hoshigaki Kisame ninjutsu was interrupted by Leon, and his body was also attacked by purple lightning and could not move. Ninjutsu, seal of the 5 elements. Ninjutsu, 8 trigram seal. Ice escape, freeze. Hoshigaki Kisame is not an ordinary person. In the entire Akatsuki organization, he is only weaker than Nagato, Ugaya Ichi and Akaya Bito. The other members, in a real fight, are no match for him. For someone like Hoshigaki Kisame, Leon has the ability to capture him alive, so there is no need to kill him on the spot. After 2 seals, Hoshigaki Kisame's chakra was completely sealed and his body was also frozen by ice. Only a shark face was left exposed. Little guy, you can't run away after taking so much of my chakra. 3 black sticks formed by yin and yang appeared and instantly pierced through Saimata's body, nailing it to the ground, unable to move. Haha, as expected of someone who can capture the 4th Raikage alive. It not shameful to lose to you. Leon Seal did not put Hoshigaki Kisame into a coma. Just watch the love-hate relationship between the 2 Akaya brothers. Leon turned his gaze towards where Sasuke and Ichi were. After hearing this, Hoshigaki Kisame stopped talking and just stared quietly in the direction of Sasuke and Ichi. Fire style, Great Dragon Fire technique. After the 2 brothers competed in swordsmanship, physical skills and hidden weapons, they found that they were evenly matched. In the end, they used fire release ninjutsu together. It over, Sasuke, the genjutsu Tsukaimi. After the fire escape duel ended, the 2 brothers fought in close combat again. This time, Ugaya Ichi opened his Mangekyo Sharingan and used the illusion of Tsukaimi on Sasuke. Humphrey, you said you would came to you if I had eyes like yours. Since I am here, it means I have the same eyes as you. Your trick is no longer effective on me. Sasuke entered Tsukaimi illusion world and was tied to a cross. Ugaya Ichi came to Sasuke with a long sword in hand, preparing to stab him in the heart. Sasuke opened his Mangekyo Sharingan and instantly broke the illusion of Tsukaimi. You have already activated your Mangekyo Sharingan. Hahaha. Sasuke, I have been waiting for this day for a long time and it finally here. From now on, I want your Mangekyo Sharingan. Leon was fortunate enough to see Akaya Ichi, one of the 4 Akaya masters of strange laughter, laugh strangely in real life. Looking at his brother who was still pretending to be a bad guy and paving the way for him, Sasuke didn't know why he didn't have the heart to expose him now. Forget it. Let's just have a good fight first. Amaterasu black flame appeared in front of Sasuke and was directly absorbed by Sasuke. Fire style, Amaterasu. The next moment, Sasuke used Amaterasu Black Flame by forming hand seals. Kaiichi could clearly sense that his Amaterasu was absorbed by Sasuke, but Sasuke used the absorbed Amaterasu as a huge fireball. Kaiichi could sense that this Amaterasu fireball was his own Amaterasu. It has the ability to absorb my Amaterasu. Is this the ability of one of your Mangekyo Sharingan? Kaiichi immediately analyzed Sasuke abilities. I just wonder if Sasuke ability to absorb other things besides Amaterasu can help him when the Mangekyo Sharingan is opened. The abilities it possesses are related to the thoughts of the owner of the eyes. The ability of the Mangekyo Sharingan after it is opened is also known as the Eye of Mind Reflection. Ichi couldn't understand it. Sasuke had never seen his Amaterasu before, so how could he have the ability to restrain Amaterasu? Is it a coincidence? Ichi thought in his heart that the ability Sasuke activated must be a coincidence. Ichi didn't know that before Sasuke met him, before he opened the Mangekyo Sharingan, there was a Sasuke from the future who was given Mangekyo abilities about him. Originally, Sasuke only knew that Kaiichi possessed a powerful illusion ability. Through future Sasuke, we know Ichi's other ability, which is Amaterasu Black Flame. My ability is more than just absorbing Amaterasu, it has the property of absorbing the abilities of other Mangekyo Sharingan, including the Tsukuyomi you possess. I can also absorb and learn it. As Sasuke was explaining, he was lost in memories. After he broke free from the illusion of his future self, he has a strong idea in his heart, that is, he has the ability to restrain all the owners of the Mangekyo Sharingan. Amazing ability. But your Mangekyo Sharingan is mine. Susanoo. A crimson chakra skeleton appears, in half-body form. You have just started using the Mangekyo Sharingan, but have you not yet touched the edge of divine power? Kaiichi controlled the skeleton chakra fist of Susanoo and smashed it towards Sasuke. It just Susanoo. I can do it too. Sasuke also activated Susanoo and sent a dark purple skeleton chakra fist forward. Neither of them can do anything to the other. Before they knew it, the Susanoo of both sides changed from a skeleton state to a flesh and blood state. Finally, the fourth form of Tang wearing armor is not much inferior to the complete form except that he does not have legs to stand up. The height of the Susanoo of both sides exceeded 60 meters. What an amazing chakra! This is the Susanoo of the Uchiha clan. It really amazing. Hoshigaki Kisame didn't feel cold even though he was frozen in the ice. He was watching the fight between Sasuke and Ichi with great interest. This is not the perfect form. The perfect form of Susanoo can not only stand up and run, but also fly. If I slash with all my strength, I can split a large mountain in half. Even the shadows of the 5 major ninja villages can't take it. Leon didn't care too much about it. After all, he already had a Gundam, and it could now reach an altitude of 1,000 meters. Its defensive and offensive capabilities far exceed those of Susanoo. This thing is more effective on those below the 6th realm. Once one possesses the strength of the 6 paths level, not only will his speed be so fast that even Susanoo cannot keep up, Susanoo defensive capabilities are also unable to withstand the attacks of 6 paths level warriors. If you really use Susanoo to fight against a 6 paths level warrior, the consequence is that you will be beaten into a fool. Susanoo is very powerful, but has very poor mobility, making it a good ability for overpowering weak enemies. Uchiha Madara, who was known as the Shura of the ninja world, conquered the world with Susanoo. I heard that Uchiha Madara died in your hands. Hoshigaki Kisame suddenly thought of Uchiha Madara and the man wearing a mask who called himself Uchiha Madara. Now Yamashiro Leon is here, and out of curiosity, Hoshigaki Kisame suddenly said something. Uchiha Madara, are you talking about the masked man? I did kill this man, but I don't think he is Uchiha Madara because he is too weak. Leon did not reveal Uchiha Buto identity because it didn't matter whether he said it or not. The man was already dead. Isn't it Uchiha Madara? I once doubted it because I didn't feel any sense of oppression from this person. There is no domineering aura to match it. Hoshigaki Kisame had suspected the masked man before, but he decided to leave the Hidden Mist village and didn't care about it, because whether it was a real Uchiha Madara or a fake one, it didn't matter to him. He saw the path to peace from the leader Pain. Even if this path fails, or even if it doesn't work at all, it can still give people hope. Unlike staying in the hidden mist village, there was no hope for peace at all, only calculations and betrayals. He had become numb. Mr. Leon, who do you think will win? Mr. Itachi or his brother Sasuke will win in the end, because Akaya Itachi's body no longer allows him to fight at such a high intensity. You have been with Itachi for a few years, so you should know a little bit about his physical condition. To be honest, even if Itachi was in good health, he would be willing to lose to Sasuke. In the original trajectory, didn't Akaya Itachi release a sea of space on Sasuke? Even now, Akaya Itachi combat experience and combat IQ, they are all higher than Sasuke. When Sasuke fought against the Fourth Raikage, many Naruto fans were afraid that the Fourth Raikage would beat Sasuke to death. If it was Akaya Itachi fighting the Fourth Raikage, Naruto fans would speculate how long the Fourth Raikage could last before being killed by Akaya Itachi. Some people may bring up the incident where Akaya Itachi was almost killed by the Fourth Mizukage using the Tailed Beast Ball. At that time, Akaya Itachi was indeed controlled by the Coral Palm. There is the classic incident where Jozo Biwa performs the sword-smashing Tailed Beast Ball. In fact, even without Biwa Jozo performance, Akaya Itachi would still be fine. And Susanoo is not just a decoration, it can instantly break the Coral Palm and block the Tailed Beast Ball. All I can say is that Biwa Juzang died in vain. I thought Itachi-san was going to win. Hoshigaki Kisame naturally hopes that Akaya Itachi will win. It not that he wants Akaya Itachi to save him. With Leon Yamashiro around, Hoshigaki Kisame doesn't think Itachi can save him. The only hope is the leader. But the leader can't arrive in a short time. Leon looked towards the battlefield and could tell that Akaya Itachi was still letting it go. He has many unused sacred artifacts, such as the 8-foot mirror, the Yasukani no Magatama, and the Totsuka sword. After fighting for so long, Sasuke knew that Akaya Itachi was letting him win. Akaya Itachi, I can sense that you still have many artifacts that you haven't used yet. Are you looking down on me? Sasuke's Susanoo weapons are also not bad, including the Susanoo sword, Indra arrows, and Aim no Maga ancient bow. Except that his defense is slightly worse than Itachi. His offensive weapon is not inferior at all. You have really grown up. Let me test your tolerance. When Akaya Itachi said this, he did not draw out the Totsuka sword, as this thing was not suitable for use against Sasuke. Finally he decided to use Yasukani no Magatama, which was no problem. Akaya Itachi threw the Yasukani no Magatama like a shuriken. After the close combat with Susanoo, both sides started long-range attacks. Facing Akaya Itachi Yasukani no Magatama, Sasuke used his Susanoo sword to knock them away one by one. Akaya Itachi, take my Indra arrow. Sasuke controls Susanoo and uses the Aim no Magakubo to fire Indra arrows. This move was easily blocked by Akaya Itachi to mirror. The two brothers fought from morning to afternoon, but there was no winner. In the end, Akaya Itachi couldn't hold on for two reasons. One reason is that he himself possesses a bloodline disease, so this battle with Sasuke happened about 3.5 years earlier. Logically speaking, his health condition should not be as serious as it is later. That depends on the fact that that battle and the current battle are not on the same level. In the original trajectory, Akaya Itachi was very ill, and it was easy for him to beat Sasuke, and he could even release a C. Now, the two of them are fighting while using Susanoo, which not only consumes a lot of chakra, it also consumes a lot of pupil power. Akaya Itachi even felt that after this battle, even if he opened the 3 Magatama Sharingan, his vision would probably be blurred. Ahem, Sasuke, you have really grown up. My Mangekyo Sharingan is yours. This is the price I pay for losing to you. It is your trophy. Take my Mangekyo and transplant it to you. It will allow you to upgrade your Mangekyo Sharingan to the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. The Mangekyo Sharingan will eventually lead to blindness. Only by upgrading it to the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan can you use the power of the Mangekyo without restraint. Akaya Itachi can no longer maintain Susanoo. After Susanoo disintegrated, his Mangekyo Sharingan also degenerated into ordinary black eyes. Forgive me, Sasuke, This is the last time when Sasuke saw that Akaiichi could not maintain Susanoo. He also disintegrated, and he flashed over to support him. Ichi reached out and tapped Sasuke's forehead. After saying this, he smiled with relief and then fainted. Yes, compared to the original trajectory, this battle was more intense, but Akaiichi did not die. Leon, I want to bring Ichi back to Konoha village and ask the Hokage to help me transplant Ichi eyes. Because of these two Mangekyo Sharingan, Ichi suffers from a bloodline disease. Using the power of my two Mangekyo Sharingan, I can restore his body. Let Ichi body fully recover. But he was the one who swung the knife at his people after all. I need his eyes as a punishment for him. If Sasuke hadn't met his future self, he wouldn't have asked for Ichi eyes. When he chatted with Boruto, he learned a lot about later lives, including Kaguya Otsutsuki, Urashiki Otsutsuki, Momoshiki Otsutsuki and Kinshiki Otsutsuki. He also knew about the Fourth Ninja World War. He needed strength, so he needed Ichi eyes, so that he could better protect Ichi. Your left eye is for absorption, and your right eye is for recovery. Can you be more specific? Leon didn't know the exact capabilities of Sasuke Mangekyo Sharingan. Left eye, absorption. It has the ability to absorb all the Mangekyo Sharingan and possess this ability instantly. After forming hand seals, it can be used as a ninjutsu. It also has the ability to absorb the enemy chakra, ninjutsu, taijutsu and vitality for its own use. Right eye, recovery. It takes 1 month to activate again after one use, possesses the ability to restore everything, including death and other factors that are unfavorable to oneself. It is also useful to others, including the recovery of blood-related diseases. Sasuke then told Leon in detail about the abilities of his Mangekyo Sharingan. Ninjutsu, psychic summoning technique. Sasuke doesn't have much chakra now, so Leon summoned a ninja hawk. Taking Hoshigaki Kisame and Akaiichi with them, Leon and his crew flew towards Konoha. And of course Leon also took Samato with him. Black Zetsu, is your plan still feasible? Akaiichi and Hoshigaki Kisame have been captured. Not long after Leon and the others left, Black Zetsu and White Zetsu appeared here. Go back and tell Nagato that our plan needs to be advanced. It's time for Deidara and Sasori to go to the Sand Village. After Black Zetsu finished speaking, he took White Zetsu into the underground. Leon is back. Leon and his group arrived at the gate of Konoha, and the duo of gate gods were still guarding the gate. Mission accomplished. Why are the two seniors always guarding the gate? Leon couldn't help but ask the question he had wanted to ask for a long time. Haha, that nothing. It mainly because we are both lazy, so it's easier to guard the door without running around. Well, Leon didn't expect the reason to be so simple. Okay, you can go in now. See you later, two seniors. Leon and Sasuke enter Konoha village with Akaiichi and Hoshigaki Kisame. Soon they arrived at the Hokage office. Akaiichi, Hoshigaki Kisame, are you saying that Akaiichi is the old man spy planted in the Akatsuki organization Shizune? Go get all the information on Akaiichi. Leon told everyone what happened this time. Of course he didn't mention anything about the future of Sasuke and Boruto, and Otsutsuki Urashiki. It only talked about the stories of Akaiichi and Hoshigaki Kisame. Hokage-sama, I need your help. After Leon finished his report and Tsunade made the arrangements, Sasuke finally spoke. You say? Tsunade turned her head and glanced at Sasuke. She didn't expect that he was only 12 years old and had already opened the Mangekyo Sharingan. Another genius. Although he is a genius from the Uchiha clan, Tsunade had no intention of excluding or suppressing the Uchiha clan, as the Uchiha clan was also part of Konoha. Hokage-sama, I need to transplant Akaiichi Mangekyo Sharingan so that it can be upgraded to the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Sasuke saw a series of reforms after Tsunade became Hokage. He could also feel Tsunade's attitude towards him. Another aspect is that Tsunade's medical ninjutsu ability is top-notch in the entire ninja world. So he chose to believe Tsunade. And of course the most important thing was that he believed the information given by his future self. This is why he chose Tsunade to perform the surgery on him. Transplant the Mangekyo Sharingan. There no problem with the transplant. But I don't have time right now. I can do the surgery on you tomorrow. Tsunade was shocked when she heard Sasuke talk about the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. It not like she had never seen an Uchiha with the Mangekyo Sharingan before. At that time, she always had a question. Why did these Uchiha people all have the Mangekyo Sharingan so much worse than their clan leader Uchiha Madara? Now I know why. It turns out that above the Mangekyo Sharingan, there is an even more powerful eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Uchiha Madara must have the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. When I was a child, I remember hearing my second grandfather say that he killed Uchiha Madara's younger brother, Uchiha Izuna. This Uchiha Izuna is not an ordinary person. He is also a strong man who possesses the Mangekyo Sharingan. Now Tsunade knows the reason why Uchiha Madara is so powerful. I will be ready tomorrow and have someone notify you. Leon, if you catch Hoshigaki Kisame, what do you think you should do with him? Logically speaking, if people from the 5 major ninja villages see the S-rank rebel ninja from the Hidden Mist village, they have the right to hunt him down. As long as you have this ability, even the Hidden Mist village can't say anything. Hokage-sama, I suggest you try to get him to join Konoha. Hoshigaki Kisame is a very powerful ninja. If he joins, Konoha will gain more strength. Of course this is my suggestion. Whether to kill or chop him up depends on your arrangement. I have no objection to any arrangement. Deep down, Leon still hopes that Tsunade can find a way to keep Hoshigaki Kisame in Konoha. If he didn't have this idea, he wouldn't have brought Hoshigaki Kisame back. It would have been much easier to just kill him directly. With him around and Uchiha Ichi around, I think Hoshigaki Kisame will not cause any big trouble in Konoha. This is probably difficult. Okay, I will give it a try. If it doesn't work, forget it. By the way, there is something I want to tell you. Seeing that Leon was listening carefully, Tsunade spoke again. 2 days ago, Gaara, the 5th Kazekage of the Sand Village, invited us. Because the village is short of a large number of Chunins, we plan to host a Chunin exam 6 months in advance. I plan to send 30 Jonin to participate in the Chunin exam in the Sand Village. I plan to send 3 Jonin to lead the team this time, because the village has completed the mission well during this period. So there are some Jonin available, but we are still short of a Jonin to lead the team. I am going to recommend you. Tsunade knew that Leon didn't like troublesome missions, and was too lazy to do A-level missions except S-level missions. What can she do? Leon is rich, richer than her, the Hokage. Plus, he was the only one there, so he had more money than he could spend. In addition, since he is Konoha #1 genius, Tsunade does not intend to force him to send a mission unless it is necessary. Besides me, do I know the other 2 Jonin? According to the original trajectory, it seemed that Konoha would participate in the Chunin exam in the Sand Village a few years later. I didn't expect it to be upgraded this time. Could it be that Konoha was not invited when the event was held this time? Or in other words, this incident was not clearly mentioned in previous anime and comics. These are all fine, and won't stop Leon from going over to take a look. One is Hyuga Neji, who has just been promoted to Jonin, and the other is his teacher Might Guy. You know both of them. Some of the people who took part in this Chunin exam are also known to you. If you agree, we will set out in 3 days and try to reach the Sand Village in a week. Just at this time, Shizune came over with all the information about Uchiha Ichi. No problem. I will take the mission of leading the escort. If nothing else, I will leave first. There was nothing for Leon to do if he continued to stay in the Hokage office. Well, go ahead, Tsunade replied casually and continued to check Uchiha Ichi information. The more she looked, the angrier Tsunade became. The old man is really confused. And there that damned Shimura Danzo. It was a relief for him to let him die before. After Danzo Shimura death, the Shimura clan went to the Hokage building to cause trouble. Tsunade sent people to suppress the riot on the spot. The person who led the riot was taken away, and the matter was finally left unresolved. Uchiha Sasuke and Uchiha Ichi are now in your hands. Tomorrow at noon, I will personally transplant the eyes of both of you brothers. After Tsunade finished explaining everything, she asked Sasuke to take Akaiichi away. As for Hoshigaki Kisame, he was taken to the interrogation department. The next day at noon, Sasuke came to see Leon. They have already started preparing for the eye transplant surgery. Let go in the morning, Leon went to look for Yae and Keiko, and found that the two had gone out to do a mission. I am still following Sarutobi Hayate-sensei, and I am expected to return to Konoha tomorrow afternoon on an escort mission. Among the Chunin candidates who will take part in the Chunin exam in Sand Village this time are Kazuha and Keiko. In fact, apart from these two, among the 12 ninjas, there are others, including Sasuke, Neji, Shino and Shikamaru. What more interesting is that, including Leon, among their 5 teams, only one person passed the Chunin exam. The other 2 team members did not make it past a level to become Chunin. They alone took up 10 spots. The other 20 places are basically much larger than the number of places for their graduating class. 10 minutes later, Leon and Sasuke arrived at Konoha Hospital. This is Leon who greeted Sasuke yesterday. He came to see when Sasuke was getting his eye transplant. Hurry up. I have to go back to work after I finish the eye transplant surgery on you two brothers. There are a lot of things waiting for me. Sasuke, lie down. I will examine you first and then do the eye transplant. Leon and Sasuke just arrived and were yelled at by Tsunade, who had been waiting here for half an hour. Akaiichi was admitted to the hospital yesterday and his body has not fully recovered yet. Yes, Hokage-sama. Sasuke obediently cooperated with Tsunade various inspections. Half an hour later, Tsunade successfully transplanted the eyes of the Sasuke brothers into each other. Okay, in 3 hours, you two can remove the bandages and open your eyes. You two should rest well in the hospital. I will go back first. I still have a lot of work to deal with. Tsunade took off her medical gloves and medical overalls. I am very satisfied with this Mangekyo Sharingan transplant surgery. Hokage-sama, you said that Sasuke and Itachi transplanted each other Mangekyo Sharingan at the same time. Does that mean that they both have the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan? Leon's sudden question not only stunned Tsunade. Even Sasuke and Itachi, who were resting on the bed, were stunned for a moment. Theoretically, the situation you mentioned is possible. Akaya Madara is a first person to possess the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. At that time, he transplanted the Mangekyo Sharingan from his younger brother Akaya Izuna. Because my brother has died, and he successfully opened the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan after the eye transplant, everyone overlooked a problem. That the question now. In 3 hours, we will know the answer. If I didn't have so many things to deal with, I would really like to stay here for 3 hours so that I can know the answer as soon as possible. Tsunade looked at the two brothers covered in medical bandages, hoping that they would succeed. In this way, Konoha will have 2 figures like Akaya Madara in charge. Haha, Lord Hokage, it only 3 hours. Just bring the 2 brothers to the Hokage office and it will be over. That way, you will know the results firsthand. Leon was not in a hurry and was in the mood to make a joke. Hey, that a good idea you mentioned. Shizune and Sakura, you two, bring Akaiichi and Akaya Sasuke to my office. By the way, if you are interested, you can come along. Tsunade glanced at Leon proudly, and seeing his stunned look, she left with satisfaction. Sakura and Shizune didn't dare to be careless about the task assigned by Tsunade. Sasuke, I will take you to the Hokage office. Haruno Sakura held Sasuke's hand happily. Shizune supported Akaiichi. The 2 brothers did not object to Tsunade's arrangement. Although it was a bit childish, it had little effect on them. They happened to be by Tsunade's side, so if anything special happened, Tsunade could provide them with medical treatment immediately. With her around, safety is absolutely guaranteed. Leon followed behind, and 10 minutes later the group arrived at the Hokage office. In the Hokage office, the brothers Sasuke and Itachi had chairs to sit on because they were injured. Similarly, Haruno Sakura and Shizune needed to assist the Hokage in handling matters, so they also had chairs to sit and work. Not to mention Tsunade, this is her office, so she is sitting there too. Only Leon was standing because there were no extra chairs. Leon knew that Tsunade did this on purpose because there were extra chairs in the Hokage office before this. Speechless. No matter what kind of woman she is, there will be times when she is petty. Leon disappeared with a teleportation technique, and when he reappeared, he had a chair in his hand. If you don't give me a chair, I will get it myself. This scene made Tsunade's forehead turn red. However, Tsunade said nothing and continued to deal with the documents on the desk carefully. Leon closed his eyes and rested, and time passed by minute by minute. The 3 hours passed quickly. Sakura, go remove the bandages from Sasuke and Itachi. The time has come, Tsunade instructed Haruno Sakura. Okay, teacher. Sakura Haruno immediately put down the work in her hands and came to Sasuke as soon as possible. Sasuke, don't be nervous and relax. I will help you remove the medical bandage now. Haruno Sakura looked at Sasuke tenderly. It was her first time to see him at such a close distance. Okay, please Sakura. Sasuke is also looking forward to whether his Mangekyo Sharingan can be successfully upgraded to the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan this time. In this kind of thing, apart from Akaya Madara success, only my future self will be successful. Soon Haruno Sakura untied the bandage on Sasuke's eyes. Sasuke, you can open your eyes and see if there is anything wrong. After removing the bandage, Haruno Sakura nervously observed Sasuke's eyes. Sasuke slowly opened his eyes. He was a little uncomfortable at first, but within a few seconds he adapted to the environment. 3 Magatama Sharingan open. After gradually adapting, Sasuke opened the 3 Magatama Sharingan, very naturally without any discomfort. Sakura, go and remove Itachi bandages as well. After Sasuke opened the 3 Magatama Sharingan, he closed it immediately and then it degenerated into an ordinary black eye. Okay. Haruno Sakura was also very careful when dealing with Akaya Itachi, because he was Sasuke's biological brother. She read about the Akaya family yesterday. Now that Sasuke has brought Itachi back, he hasn't yelled about killing him like before. It is obvious that she has forgiven Akaya Itachi in her heart, and she wants to establish a good relationship with him if she has the chance so that she can better pursue Sasuke. What she didn't know was that Sasuke's current view of her was very simple, which was to let things take their own course. He initially felt that Sakura was not worthy of their Akaya clan bloodline, but during the 3 days he spent with Boruto, he remembered in his heart that he would have a well-behaved daughter, Akaya Sarada, in the future. So Sasuke plans to give Haruno Sakura a chance for her to pursue him. Soon Akaya Itachi's eyes adapted to the environment here. He discovered that even without activating the 3 Magneto Sharingan, in its normal black eye state, he could still see everything here clearly, without the blurriness he had expected. With normal black eyes, he would not have such vision until he was 13 years old. Ever since he opened the Mangekyo Sharingan, his strength has been declining as he has used the Mangekyo more and more, especially in recent times. He couldn't see the facial features of people 100 meters away clearly without opening the 3 Magatama Sharingan. The next moment, the 3 Magatama Sharingan opened. Akaya Itachi felt like he had returned to his childhood, the clarity he experienced when he first opened the 3 Magneto Sharingan. How are you two feeling? If there's no problem, you can activate your Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. It's a good opportunity for us to see if brothers can open the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan at the same time by transplanting each other's eyes. Theoretically, it is possible to open the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan at the same time. Because Akaya Madara eye transplant was successful, his brother was dead and could not verify this. Let me go first. The next moment after Sasuke finished speaking, he activated the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Haruno Sakura, who was closest to him, was attracted by Sasuke's eyes. He had seen 3 Magatama Sharingan before, Kakashi and Sasuke. She had never seen the Mangekyo Sharingan, but now she saw the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. There is a hexagram on the outside and a small triangular boomerang on the inside. These eyes are really beautiful. Haruno Sakura thinks Sasuke's eyes are pretty. Leon, Tsunade and Itachi only felt that Sasuke's chakra was increasing rapidly. In particular, Leon and Ichi both sensed that Sasuke power was increasing exponentially. Leon looked at Sasuke Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, which was the exact same eye as in the original story. Although the ability has changed, the shape of the eyes has not changed. At this time, Leon was more curious. Would Ichi open the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan? What happens after it is successfully launched? Not bad, not bad. It looks like you succeeded. Ichi, you should also try and see if you can open the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Tsunade looked closely at Sasuke Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan and memorized the pattern on his eyes. How should I put it? It very symmetrical and looks good. The triangular boomerang of one eye is facing forward, while the other one is facing backward. Ichi did not hesitate, closed his eyes, and opened them the next moment. Leon and the others all looked into Ichi's eyes. Ichi, you must succeed. I will eliminate your blood disease and allow you to continue to be a strong man. Sasuke stared at Ichi and prayed nervously in his mind. The next moment Ichi opened his eyes. Leon only had to take a glance to know that Ichi had also successfully opened the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. What he didn't expect was that Ichi Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan was in the form of a triangular boomerang. Inside is Sasuke's small hexagram form. How should I put it? It pretty good looking. It looks much more charming than Sasuke. At this moment, Leon and Sasuke also felt that Ichi's chakra and eye power were increasing rapidly. It seems that you two brothers are very lucky. You both opened the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. From now on, you two brothers will be Konoha twin Shuras. Ichi welcomes you back to Konoha. Having said that, Tsunade extended her right hand towards Ichi, intending to shake hands with him. Hokage-sama, forget about the twin Shuras. I am not suitable to appear in public. I have decided to join the Anbu where you are. This is also Tsunade being the fifth Hokage. She believes in Leon, Sasuke, and Ichi. If Sarutobi Hiruzen was still Hokage, he would have encountered the current situation. On the first day Ichi returns, he will be imprisoned. How could it be possible for Ichi and Sasuke to transplant each other eyes? Anbu, it really not suitable for you to appear in public at the moment, so I will join the Anbu as you said. I will slowly restore your identity and let you slowly step out into the light. You are a hero of Konoha and you shouldn't stay in the Anbu forever. Tsunade didn't want someone who could rival Madara to be wasted in the Anbu. Only by appearing in the open can we better deter the enemy. The younger generation now has Leon, Sasuke and Ichi, the three of them. Tsunade felt that after she retired, Konoha would be fine and the hostile ninja villages would not dare to provoke Konoha easily. Thinking of this, Tsunade suddenly felt happy. Thank you, Hokage-sama. Ichi was very satisfied to be able to join the Anbu. Ichi, you have a blood disease. If you don't treat it, your life may be threatened in 10 or 20 years. Sasuke was very happy to see that Ichi had also successfully opened the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, but he did not show it on the surface. Hokage-sama, is there a way to cure my blood disease? Ichi naturally knew his own physical condition. He looked at Tsunade solemnly and spoke. I noticed your blood disease yesterday. It very serious and I am not sure I can cure it yet. Tsunade had also shown this to Gekko Hayate, and he also had a bloodline disease. Transparent release is the bloodline ability of Gekko Gale. It is because of the bloodline disease that Gekko Gale has been coughing for many years. Tsunade checked it out, but it didn't cure him. Leave it to me. The power of my right eye can cure your blood disease. Then, in front of everyone, Sasuke used the ability of his right eye. A green light flashed, and the next moment it entered Ichi's body. Everyone stared at Ichi who had his eyes closed. After the green light entered Ichi's body, no obvious changes were found in him. A minute later, Ichi opened his eyes. How do you feel now? Sasuke closed his Sharingan, somewhat unsure whether he had really cured Ichi's bloodline disease. I feel very relaxed, more relaxed than ever before. But I am not sure if my bloodline disease has really been cured. Hokage-sama, I'd like to trouble you to check this for me. There are ready-made medical ninjas here, and they are the most powerful in the ninja world. Okay, let me take a look. Tsunade stretched out her palm and placed it on Ichi's back. and immediately green chakra appeared on her hand. Tsunade closed her eyes and carefully sensed Takaya itchy body. After a few minutes, Tsunade opened her eyes. Congratulations, your body has recovered and there is no trace of the blood disease now. Sasuke, your right eye is quite powerful. By the way, are there any restrictions on using it? Tsunade collected the Yang attribute chakra in her palm and asked curiously. There are limitations. When I still had the Mangekyo Sharingan, it took a month to activate it again after using it once. Now I have successfully opened the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. After using it this time, it only takes 1 day to activate it again. Sasuke was quite satisfied with the fact that this ability was shortened to 1 day.